Philadelphia, all day. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Middays with Marks on 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm your host, John Marks, the Honorable John Marks, as we are joined today in the producer studio, Nathaniel Tennyson. Hi, Nate.
What's going on?
Good morning, as it is a Reggae Tuesday, and that does not mean to play reggae music, but it is a Reggae Tuesday with Ray Dunn. Hi, Raymond.
How are you, Johnny?
I'm fantastic. I didn't get to finish mixing my coffee because John Kincaid's in here barking like a little chihuahua. And he's like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize you're going on the air in 30 seconds and you don't have your microphone plugged in.
We need an extra minute or two in the break between shows. Can I advocate for that off the jump here?
No, he would just talk for 6 minutes then.
Yeah, that's fair, but I don't have enough time to get set. Poor Nate's getting set up in there. And television stars that come after us, to get them TV ready.
Now, are we ready to go the minute it's over? We're done. I unplug everything.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, we chat with them, but then boom, we're out.
Right. Just a quick turnaround over there in the producer studio.
Well,
I'm
John,
just advocating.
John likes talking to us.
It does. I mean, we're fun people to talk to.
We were doing Flyer debates. Oh, my God, I'm so happy the Flyers are back, man. Flyer Sports Radio is back, and I want to restart it right here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
I'm wearing the attire today, but back is an interesting word to use.
Well,
not back on the ice. Certainly back off the ice.
I used to listen to the Steve and Mike show, Steve Fredericks and Mike Missinelli, and that was the height of the Legion of Doom. And they talked as much hockey. I mean, I'm sure they talked more Eagles, but it wasn't like that back then. And they talked so much Flyers because you had Eric Lindros. You had something to talk about off the ice. And then they were, it weren't very complicated with the way they played. Now we have similar things with Michkov and with everything else that's going on.
Yeah, well, don't worry. We're, 3 minutes into the show, and we already got a Fire Taco comment on the YouTube chat. So.
I can't believe it. Like, it's everywhere I see, I somehow have gotten involved in this in this algorithm by clicking on some Flyer stuff or looking for Flyer stuff.
It's scary.
Now I have Vancouver fans that are showing up in my feed that are saying, see, I told you. And then I go and look at the replies, and there's 100 Flyers fans saying, yep, you were right. You were right. 100% right. They are pissed at Taka right now. And you know what? We're going to talk about this. Because for the first time, I kind of opened my eyes, and we're going to do it a little bit later on. We have Bill Colarulo that's going to come in studio. For the first time, I kind of opened my eyes because being that me, I'm old school.
Right.
Like, you look at me, you're thinking Chuck Taylors and peach baskets. And
yep, that's exactly it. That's 100%.
Football without helmets.
Oh, yeah.
But like
the forward pass wasn't invented with what the football you enjoy.
No, but Rick Tockett's still mad about Michkov coming in out of shape. It is like, so as someone pointed out to me, it's February. I think Nate said it's February.
Yeah, Nate said it.
Yeah, like it's over. It's got to be over with. And meanwhile, they're at the carnival complaining about Michkov.
It is amazing. It's like, yeah, he showed up in September out of shape. It's February. That's still a reason for him to be sitting.
And Rick's more mad at being questioned about it and the criticism than actually what's going on.
Right.
Just shut up about it. Stop talking about it. Stop bringing it up. I don't know.
If you get mad about something, immediately it opens more questions about why you're mad at it. Just answer the question.
Right. Yeah, I'm not saying this is true, but people say he hates Russians, Rick Tocchet, that he's always hated Russians. These are the things I'm finding on social media with this. It's awesome.
It's a wild deep dive. I was sitting there last night, and I've also got caught up in the algorithm. And if we had found this algorithm a few months ago, the whole Quinn Hughes problem would have been long in the distant memory. We never would have had that happen.
Oh,
now
God.
we're in the hockey algorithm. This is your official Puck Talk show at this point.
Ray, I can't get enough of it.
We're pucked up.
It's officially entered sports radio conversation. Everybody's mad at everybody.
It's awesome.
Great.
I love it. The chaos is fantastic.
And by the way, and I just want to, again, my bad. They're 10. What are they, Nate, since I declared myself back in?
11 wins in their last – no, not 11 wins. What I'm talking about.
11 losses.
11 losses in their last 13 games.
2-11.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, that's what we did to you. Pucked up the season, that's for sure.
Yeah, we said you were going to have a podcast called Pucked Up.
Yep.
You pucked up the season.
I pucked up the season. That's on me. That's my bad.
All right, well, listen, I've been watching a lot of stuff from the Super Bowl because it's a media night or people are being interviewed and whatever. Like, you've seen some Super Bowl stuff now, and we have some Eagles conversation based on that. But I was thinking about this. You brought this up to me because Jimmy Kempsky, who does a great job on the Philly Voice, and he gives out his awards
Right.
after every game or after the season or whatever.
Always hilarious.
And he had said, I exactly how he said it, but he said, "Dynasty, no, like you're not having. This is not a dynasty. Sorry, Eagles."
The No Dynasty for You award
No
goes
Dynasty
to
for You.
Eagles fans this year.
Okay, so how many years do we consider a dynasty? I'm not talking about win and just in general. 5 years, or can it go to 10 based on it? 10 years for a dynasty is tough.
10 years is tough. What do you consider the Patriots? Is that two different dynasties?
Yeah.
A first one and a second one, second wave dynasty?
So 5 years, right?
All right.
So 2 Super Bowl appearances in 4 years.
Right.
If they win another championship next year, easily a dynasty. Even if it was the championship in 2028,
Right.
dynasty, right? Not next season, but the following season, right? Then you still look at it, all right, 3 Super Bowls in 6 years, 2 titles. That's got to be even like a mini dynasty or a dynasty, correct?
I would think so. I would go down that path.
Are you? The first time I actually really thought about next year. Are we expecting this team to go back to the Super Bowl? I know we're going to expect it, but are we expecting them to actually do it right now? There's the draft, there's free agency, whole offseason.
Probably not.
No?
There's just a lot that has to change. Like, we're going to go into the new offseason. I understand that they have hired the guy that basically has invented the 21st century offense with the way he's been talked about over the last few days. Sean Mannion, by all accounts, is a
He's
genius.
the next, he's the next guy.
He has been just soaking up information for the last 10 years, and he is ready to weaponize it and just make everyone else look like a fool out there. It's fantastic. And that's what you're hearing about the guy, and that's exciting. And Grizzard is going to have this wonderful impact on the passing game. We're going to have a modern offense here in Philadelphia, and Vic Fangio is probably going to be the defensive coordinator, and he is the godfather of the defense that we all love. And there's a lot of reason to like the talent there, and all these things can build to us having expectations for next season, but I think we're underrating maybe, just like we were so focused on the offensive coordinator search, how much change actually can take place this offseason. We've talked all about A.J. Brown, but like, all right, we've had the conversation about Goddard before. Defensively, what does the middle of that defense look like? The Kobe D and Reed Blankenship. And that offensive line, is it just to assume that it's going to regenerate health? Like, this is a team that we're all going to expect next year to compete for the NFC. But for me to sit here and say a week from now, I'm going to be, hey, John, can you hear me down the line? Are you there at Radio Row? Can you hear me? Are you ready to go, John? All right, we got 5 minutes till we're on. Like, I don't know if I could start making my plans in that way for this dynasty conversation. And it goes back to something. It was a show I did before you were here, before the season. Actually, I think Amy was with me that day, where I said, I feel guilty saying this as someone that grew up with the just be fortunate if you get one. Before the season, I was greedy. I was like, well, I kind of expect this group to go get another. I've fallen off of that expectation. Like, I expect them to compete for them, but now I don't know if I think this year gave me a nice, healthy appreciation of how many things had to go right in 2024 for me, where 2025,
Well, think about how many things had to go wrong and then right, had to go right, then wrong, then right to win your first Super Bowl.
Right.
Getting back to the second Super Bowl, wasn't it relatively easy? If in the grand scheme of things, I mean, like, they almost beat the Chiefs. It was a clean game. You got the defensive holding, but still, it was like they were a good team. They just kind of rolled. The defense would be bad against great quarterbacks, and they would pretty much dominate everybody else, and they got in a roll. And I don't know. Like, that didn't seem like last year was painful. Last year was really painful, and they still won 11 games.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. A painful season for this group at this point is winning
11 wins.
11 games, and the offense looking like crap, or the defense looking like crap, depending on the year. It's either Desire Patricia or it's Kevin Patullo, and that's exactly what you got to fix, and then next year you just figure it out.
It's so hard because you can't say doing this job and needing to talking about the Eagles all the time. You can't just say, well, it's really about, do you get hot late and are you injuries and all that other stuff, and it's everything meshing together, because you don't know what actually happens. But you're setting yourself up going into a season. Going into Saquon season, when they won the Super Bowl, it felt like this dude's healthy, he's motivated, he's ready to go. He's never played on a really good team before, and this is a really good team. And it looked like it. He looked like it. Well, I don't know what you have this year with that.
Yeah, I don't know what you have this. It's funny going back to that year, because we're trying to reset. We were having the conversation before the show, like leading into this topic of like, what'd you feel 2 years ago after a disappointing Eagles regular season when they go to the playoffs and it just doesn't look good for most of that second half of the season. And I remember we had Matt Breen on the air with Bob, and we're going to talk to Bob today at 11 o'clock. I'm going to see if he remembers this. Matt said they were going to win 14 games going into 2024, and we laughed at him. We, very, very much laughed him off the air. Like, you're insane. Like, did you see the problems this team had a season ago? Like, 14 games, what a revelation that would be if they could actually pull that one off. And Matt's reminded me of that a few times. But for me, coming off of that season, even going into 2024, I'm like, yeah, they're going to be good. They've got the talent to be good. And that's kind of where I'm back at this year, where they'll be good. But if I start throwing the dynasty word around, I think I'll be a little reckless, unfortunately. Like, no dynasty for me. I can't say guaranteed no dynasty. When I read the Kemsky thing, it hits me in a way that I'm like, don't just shut down my dreams here. But the more I think about what he's saying, I score one for the journalist on that one and let me be the dumb radio guy, because maybe I am trying to talk myself into something that isn't quite there.
So after the 2023 season, Brian Johnson gets fired, but remember the big story in the offseason was the dysfunction. What happened? How does the team fall apart like that? A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, veteran players were coming out saying they didn't like the way that Jalen handled himself. He wasn't talking to people on the bench. He was sitting by himself. Everybody was kind of looking at him, being like, does this dude think that he's better than all of us, right? There was dysfunction between Hurts and Sirianni.
Yeah, the summer of Sirianni and Hurts.
So I was looking for this when you were just talking, because Tim McManus did a story, and he was the first to actually tangibly show what the dysfunction was,
right,
where exactly it was. And I remember at the end of the piece, and I'm just looking for it right now, where he essentially says that, they don't have to go to dinner together. Like, they're working on the relationship, and they're probably never going to go to dinner together, but they're working on their relationship. Now, what I heard recently was that the only person that Hurts really listens to is Nick Sirianni. Kellen Moore didn't necessarily have a great relationship with, or whatever, and
doesn't seem like it.
Right, and Brian Johnson, he never said anything bad about Patullo. That doesn't mean that he listened to him at all, and he does listen to Sirianni. But so here's what a source said after 2023. Said, do I think they will go to dinner together? Hell no. But it can be a good working professional relationship, and I don't think it's hatred. Do I think they're going to dinner together? Hell no. That's what Tim wrote, and that was in August.
Right.
So I remember reading that and saying, oh, yeah, what could possibly go wrong with this season? And they won the Super Bowl. So who knows what could happen here? But it definitely feels like the team and the organization is a better place now than they were then. And they won the Super Bowl. And I know talent matters, and Saquon was a huge part of that. But at least with everything else, Sirianni and Hurts, by all accounts, like, their relationship's okay. Nick has embraced the CEO role. You brought in this offensive coordinator that seems like he knows what the hell he's doing based on what all of his coaches are saying about him. So, I'm not going to sit here and say, the Eagles are winning the Super Bowl next year. Who the hell knows at this point? I have no reason to believe they can't win a Super Bowl next year. I don't think I can be any more confident the Eagles are winning the Super Bowl next year. Really. So, I feel good. I feel good right now about them.
I think we're in a more informed place, if that makes sense. Like, after 2023, we didn't have an idea of how this team could respond to a year like that. And not that this year was 2023, but it's the amount of time we've spent talking about a terrible year this year when, again, they won 11 games and won the division. We got rid of that graphic, and that's like, hang the banner. We don't have to see that NFC East graphic again. That's pretty much like what we accomplished this season.
I miss saying it, though.
It's all right. I promise you, in the third quarter of an NFC East football game, Fox will find something else to show you on your television. They will figure it out. But I think we come from a more informed place of, okay, we know very clearly what the shortcomings are with this group. We know where their pitfalls are, and we know how high the ceiling. We know the ceiling is as high as it could possibly be, and the floor is actually a really great spot. Like, I don't like being that guy that says it a month after when we're still all kind of annoyed and like we're gonna watch Sam Darnold and Drake May play in a Super Bowl.
But that's the Eagles' floor.
But the Eagles' floor is like, oh, they lost in the first round of the postseason, and you hate some of the coaches or all the coaches or the quarterback. Like, your floor is basically, I'm gonna watch postseason football. And that should, like, that leads kind of your point of, like, this is probably as confident as you could feel going into a season, because despite what people want to tell you about the organization, it's a very functional one in the sense that they're going to put together a postseason caliber team year in and year out for you. And it might be chaotic, but what Jerry Jones dreams of doing, where it's drama-filled and he's going after Lombardi trophies, the Eagles have accomplished here. It's drama all the time. And sure, part of the pressure, part of the media environment around them does does lead to that.
It's kind of the NFL, and it's this city, for sure.
But they put together the drama-filled, successful franchise that is going to, again, the floor for this group, the floor for the Sirianni era, the worst year of the Sirianni era.
Making
you were
the playoffs.
still 9-8 and lost in the first round. With the floor here is tremendous.
Yeah, and it feels like that they figured it out even more since then. The organization's figured it out since then. Like, they don't ever feel like maybe for a year things go really bad, but outside of that, they immediately pivot. It's just one of the best. I mean, realistically, once we get over the disappointment of losing last year, and you look at you mentioned the dysfunction thing, the flagship radio station of the Eagles, they continue to program their station like we're talking about the Arizona Cardinals. And they're just making stuff up. But yesterday, the question was, why didn't Vic Fangio, why was he thinking about retiring? Was it because of his age, I believe, is one choice, or dysfunction in the organization? And it's like, dysfunction? Like, every business or team is going to have some level of dysfunction, right? There's dysfunction everywhere.
Correct.
Right? And there's been dysfunction in this organization before. But dysfunction in the organization, to me, would be like Daniel Snyder. Like Woody Johnson.
Yeah.
Bad owners that continuously everything is coming from the top down, and they're just poisoning the franchise. Is that the case with the Eagles? It's even amazing that it's brought up that there's dysfunction in the franchise. Like, really? You had just said it 5 straight years. That's the floor for this team, is making the playoffs. And does anybody think that's going anywhere anytime soon? They could get a new quarterback next year and make the playoffs. There's no worry that you're like, oh, well, once Jalen Hurts can't play anymore. No, they'll just go get somebody else and it'll work.
And it's insane. And I saw this. It was a great description of Sirianni on Twitter last night. Someone described him as an NPC that's put in there by Nick Sirianni, by Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie. And for those that are not familiar with the NPC term, it's a non-player character. It's a video game term. It's like the guy.
I was not familiar with it.
So it's just like random person, random Joe that's put in there. He's the perfect, I'm going to be right there. You guys have the power you want, and I'm going to sit there and do my thing. Now, he has his flaws. We're very clear on that. But the floor with this guy, and so help me, sitting in the second chair of a Middays program talking about how good Sirianni is as a coach, it almost like it's the chill down my spine. But we're kind of in that place where you look at
so much good,
the amount that they have in terms of a floor for this team, and if you're not at least thinking a little bit of like, oh, yeah, how could they be back in this situation next year, you're probably selling yourself short. Or you're just so bitter about this season that you don't want to let yourself believe that until we get back to until May. Because May, I think it'll be like 13th this year when the schedule comes out. We do W's and L's. You'll have them at 12-5.
Yep.
They'll do it.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. They're going to go to Arizona. They'll get a W there. They're going to go to Nashville. They'll get a W there.
We'll talk ourselves in the 12.
Yeah.
It'd be fascinating to see what they do this offseason, too. It's going to be fun. All right. Are you firing Tocchet? I just want you to get on record with where you are, if you're fire Tocchet or not fire Tocchet.
I think we need to hear this guy out. All right, I'm not firing Tocchet yet.
Just yet. But we're gonna have pockets of the show where people are gonna be able to make their case for what's going on.
Honestly, I would love to have someone that's a little more pucked up than me come in and give me this is why I need Tocchet to be fired.
Cole LaRullo. Well, he's not going to say that, but Cole LaRullo can. Yeah, we need somebody that actually.
Tocchet's a multi-time guest on that program.
Yeah, it's not going to be Bill.
It's not going to be Bill.
But he is going to come in studio because you guys last time we had a Flyers debate. I'd say at this point you're the clear winner.
I mean, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not pucked up enough to know. But it is kind of telling that the only thing they'd be able to trade at the deadline is someone they gave a 5-year extension to.
All right, we'll take some phone calls on the other side. 610-632-0975. Middays with Marks. 610-632-0975. Bob Cooney on the Sixers and more. That's coming up at 11 o'clock. And, and pucks and sticks and fire Tocchet. And this is officially a sports radio conversation. I'm so excited.
Have we also crossed into the absurd when it comes to this defensive coordinator thing?
Yeah, so that's coming up next. We'll give you the latest. Is Vic coming? Get the flower out. He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. The Pro Bowl's tonight, and what coaches at the Super Bowl are saying about Sean Mannion. That's coming up next. Middays, the Marks, 97.5, The Fanatic. All right, let's talk about my hair for a second. Morgenstern Hair Restorations. Check it out. 3 locations. There's one in Bala, right next to me here. And then Wayne, Pennsylvania. Beautiful new office in Wayne, Pennsylvania. And then Lancaster as well. And if you want to get your hair back, let me tell you something. go to Morgenstern Hair Restoration. Whether you're like me, I had a hair transplant, and you can see my results. You would never know it. You're like, wow, he's really good hair for being 49 years old. Not true. I have really good hair because of Morgenstern Hair Restoration. And right now, when you book a transplant, you'll receive a full year of Nutrafol, absolutely free. That's going to help your transplant results stay strong, healthy, and thriving long term because it's about your hair and it's about you. Everything that they do, it's not one size fits all. Some people are just starting to go thin and they're saying, hey, how can I keep my hair? Other people like me, I wanted to go hair transplant. And then people that are really bald, listen, you can go hair transplant too, but you're going to Morgenstern Hair because of the experts in the industry. Over 30 years, the same team I trusted with my own hairline for over a decade. And women, every stage of hair loss, not just men, and women as well, they have something for you. Call 610-831-HAIR. 610-831-HAIR. If you want to see my before and after pictures and much more, it's morgensternhair.com. That's Morgan with an E, morgensternhair.com.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Still talking Fangio's future. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. Vic Fangio contemplate retirement after the end of the Eagles season. Reportedly likely to be back with the Eagles, but that is yet to be confirmed, as the Eagles did have a chance to talk to both Jonathan Gann and Jim Schwartz, according to Philly Voice's Jimmy Kempski over the weekend. Apparently they talked to him this offseason while Fangio was contemplating retirement. We'll talk about the Birds with Jeff Mosher coming up at 1:30, the new OC hire, and what's going on with the defensive coordinator. Sixers won last night in L.A. over the Clippers, 128-113. Dominic Barlow, 26 points, 16 rebounds for him. Tyrese Maxey had 29 points in the win. NBA trade deadline coming up this week. Bobby Marks was on Kincade and Salciunas earlier this week. Break it down what the Sixers could or should be expected to do.
You're still kind of right against the apron. So you're in a position where you're not going to be allowed to take back more salary. But yeah, I do think there's an opportunity. Yeah, listen, Darryl, he's made a trade every deadline. So I don't think they're going to stand pat here as far as where they are.
We'll keep you updated if they do anything. Sixers have the Warriors tonight at 10 o'clock. Pregame coverage here on The Fanatic begins at 9:50. We'll have Bob Cooney of On Patterson on to talk about the 76ers coming up at 11. Flyers and Capitals tonight at 7 o'clock. You catch that game on our sister station, WMMR. This update brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Victims of drunk and drug driving. Your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call a 24-hour victim helpline, 877-MAD-HELP, or visit mad.org. I'm Ray Dunn for 97.5 The Fanatic.
Cooney coming up at 11 o'clock. 76ers win last night on the West Coast. Ray, you may have been watching some of it. I was not. I was asleep.
3.5 quarters, Johnny. 3.5 quarters.
Really?
I didn't get to the finish line. I was a little disappointed. Fell asleep on the couch.
Well, the game was over at that point anyway,
Yeah,
really?
I mean, they were starting to make it like, it was one of those like, oh, Sixers don't do this to me. I think it was like 115, 100, 104. And I saw Embiid make a jumper, and I was like, all right, there's
Let me
like,
close my eyes.
I was like, I think they're closing this one out, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm closing out my night. I don't think I can make it any further.
All right, well, we'll talk to Bob Cooney about the 76ers. I saw a headline on ESPN.com about how teams are counter-proposing what Milwaukee's saying to those teams, and none of them are the 76ers. So the Sixers, and this has been reported, have no interest in trying to get Giannis. Bobby Marks, who was on the morning show yesterday, he had come up on the ESPN.com article with 6 potential trades, and he picked the Sixers trade of Paul George, and we talked about it a little bit yesterday, Paul George draft picks and an Edgecombe.
Yeah, we talked about it so much we got a 10-minute Twitter video out of it. Did you see that? The entire back and forth? It was 10 minutes? You and
I didn't know we had 10 minutes.
I didn't know it was a 10-minute back and forth.
I didn't want 10 minutes of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so by all indications, that is not happening. But there is another former 76er that is likely to be traded before the trade deadline. We'll talk about that coming up next segment. All right, so let's do this first with what is going on with Vic Fangio? Because everybody says Mike Garafolo talking about it. Nate, do we have Mike Garafolo? Here's Mike Garafolo.
It seems like it's tracking toward him coming back, but the Eagles haven't confirmed or denied anything to this point, and they didn't all throughout the process because nobody knows in the end how it's going to play out. Again, we didn't know last year how it was going to play out. So it is TBD on Vic Fangio's future in Philadelphia, again, pointing toward him coming back at this point, but Vic could change his mind again.
Could change his mind again. So is Jim Schwartz not signed because he's waiting to see what happens with Fangio? He's under contract with the Browns, so I shouldn't say signed. He's under contract with the Browns, so as far as they're concerned, he's their coach next year. They didn't fire him.
Yeah.
But he also hasn't said, hey, I can't wait to go back. Everything's great.
He's walking around that building like, I'm the head coach. I didn't realize this Monken guy got a press conference.
He's very upset. He's very upset he didn't get the job. So is he waiting for Vic to officially say, the Eagles say, yep, Vic's back? And then Jim says, okay, you give me a raise? Because he's probably going to end up getting a raise out of the Browns.
Yeah.
And he goes back, and he makes a lot of money.
And he still causes problems, but it's not that big of a deal. It's the Browns. If the biggest problem they have is Jim Schwartz, that's probably a good season for the Browns.
That's true.
See, the thing is with the Jim Schwartz interest, it's not schematically, does it fit with the personnel they have?
He can make it work.
I guess. I mean, they invested in a linebacker last year. And it was that we acted like we found fire for the first time. Like we were sitting there like, oh, look at this Zach Bond contract.
What is this that we see?
How nice is that? Like, so they finally began to invest in the linebacker position the way Vic Fangio would want you to, which shows you an organizational shift to like, all right, we're fully buying into what this guy's selling. To totally get out of the Vic Fangio business a year down the line would be stunning.
But it's not the Eagles' fault. They have to pivot. You want to go to another disciple that stinks? Or do you want to go to, hey, this guy is a Super Bowl winning head defensive coordinator that we know, and we know what he is, but we know that he'll come in and the players will love him. His defensive players love him.
Yeah. No, it's nothing against it. I don't want it to be like this guy stinks as a defensive coordinator. He's been the only reason that Cleveland Browns football still gets televised. Like, they're still respectable in the first half of games. Still in games by the third quarter.
One of the top defenses in football?
Yeah, exactly. Myles Garrett. Like, look at the season. Like, and I think any coach could find the best in him. But it would be interesting to see how that affects down the line what they do defensively in terms of personnel. Because I don't know, like, schematically, if you have the same guys to do what he wants to do. And if that's the case, are you rebuilding more of this defense to fit Schwartz? Because that would be like a down-the-line problem with replacing Fangio with Schwartz.
Like you have the personnel, you have the personnel, right?
Right.
I mean, what can you really do about it at this point? If you play a little bit of a different defense, Schwartz is going to come in and want to do what he does, but also realize his personnel. So his defense is going to be what's best for the personnel. I don't even worry about that, and I'm not telling you it makes the defense better.
Right.
I'm just saying it's probably your best, but he's also under contract. I don't think they're just going to let him go.
Oh, no. What? All those draft picks that Howie's been stockpiling and we sent in the Browns?
I mean, maybe not. Howie has the relationship with their GM out there, so maybe not. He didn't get the head coaching job, but like, all right, Jim. I mean, you're Jim Schwartz.
Right.
You didn't get the head coaching job. By the way, no one else is giving you a head coaching job.
All right, so let's start doing it. What coaches are you packaging up to return Jim Schwartz? You think Clint Hurt and Joe Casper get it done?
Well, I mean, this guy Kevin Patullo is actually a really, really good position coach. He's senior offensive assistant. I think you could headline him with the guy that was the head coach down at the whatever bowl. And who's the wide receiver coach? No, we don't want to get rid of him. I don't know. Yeah, sure. Give him a 5th round draft pick or whatever. So Fangio looks like do we agree Fangio's back? Nate, do you give a thumbs up on Fangio coming back?
Yeah, I'll give him a thumbs up.
All right, so you think it's happening. Yo?
Yeah, I think he's back. It's just weird. Like,
So what is he doing? He's making the Eagles kind of hold their breath? Is he trying to get more money? Is this just kind of the guy that he is? And he's like, I don't know if I feel like going through it again, and he just wants to be wooed.
maybe, but I don't think if he needs to be wooed,
Enough already.
do the wooing. What are we doing here?
I think they're doing that. They're currently doing it and waiting to hear back. Like, it's clear that the Eagles want him to come back, and they're waiting for him to say he's coming back, and then if he doesn't, they're going to pivot. But as Mike Garafolo said in that cut, and it's a lot of what a lot of other people said, it's trending in the direction that he's coming back, but the Eagles aren't commenting on it, and no one's saying he's coming back.
And that's what makes me uneasy. That's the whole thing here. Like, it's obviously in a better spot than where it was last week when Schefter was like, we'll see.
Well,
But
he does have something to talk about tomorrow at 8 a.m.
For sure. How close were we to talking about a defensive coordinator search?
But he's still not signed.
How close are we to talking
That's
about
what I'm
defensive
saying.
coordinator
Actually,
search?
he lined it up perfectly. It's never been more. It's like the news broke, nothing's happened. The Eagles won't, we all know that he hasn't told them he's coming back, and Schefter's on at 8 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I can't wait to listen to that. But it's a real kick in the pants here. I was like, the offensive coordinator search stuff is done. We don't have to talk about prospective coaches here. Now we're sitting here talking about what's it going to take to get Jim Schwartz from the Browns if things go the wrong way with Fangio. Or
Not ideal.
Who would be the guy that takes over for him?
Not ideal. All right, 60 seconds on this. Sean Mannion, all the coaches that have coached with him, Clint Kubiak, who was with him when he was a player, all the different coaches, and I've read a sampling of them, have all pretty much said the same thing about him. Like, oh, yeah, this guy's going to be good. Either when he was a player, I saw assistant coaches talk about when he was a backup, he was more or less like a coach, and he would find things, and he was the one that was finding gems to do during the week that they were using in games. And his ex-coaches were saying the same thing. Guys he coached with were saying the same thing. Players have said the same thing. So anything of this guy being a genius is going to be a disappointment, right?
Right. It's almost like he walked in there and wowed them so much. All of their pre-existing qualifications, they were like, to hell with them. Like, this is what we want. They didn't find what they wanted in the McDaniel, Dable department. They started opening it up, and this Mannion guy walked in, and they're like, yep, sign me up. I want to get in the Mannion business.
Photographic memory.
Yeah, oh, God. You can't be a coach in this league. You can't be a great quarterback in this league without just a photographic memory.
He remembers stuff like McVay. He remembers stuff just like McVay.
Yeah, week 15, 2023, against the 49ers, I remember we ran this play on 3rd and 1, and it ended up being a 64-yard touchdown.
You win.
Yeah.
You win.
Beautiful stuff.
It's coming up this season. All right, coming up next segment, we have the 76ers win, and a former 76er looks like he's going to be traded. Hate to see it for him. That's next. Bob Cooney discussing everything at 11 o'clock. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The
Make sure you're liking and subscribing to 97.5 The Fanatic on YouTube. Watch the shows live or on demand, or we chop them up, segments, guests, things like that. So it's a really good route for all the shows. Yep. So make sure you check it out, 97.5thefanatic.com, and pop the subscribe. Boom. Hit the thumbs up. And then when you watch the show live, get involved in the chat. And then we have the YouTube chat recap at the end of the show, Ray. Very fun.
Yes, and if I could offer a piece of suggestion, obviously after we're off the air and later tonight maybe, Trey Burton, that conversation we had yesterday was great with him.
On the Philly special, 30 for 30.
Yeah, and then just reliving that Super Bowl.
It was
I was
fun.
sitting there just like giddy thinking back to that game.
Yeah, it was fun. It's a good get by you there, Ray.
Thank you.
Nice job. So let's get Greg in here, and then we'll pop open the 76ers convo. Greg in Bethlehem. What's up, Greggy?
Pardon my voice.
Sound
I
like
haven't
Peter
been
Brady,
fired.
Greg. Your voice is cracking like Peter Brady.
Yeah, I have a laryngitis. I think that the Eagles going forward are only going to go as far as Jalen Hurts is going to take them, and he needs to improve because he hasn't really thrown the ball on time very often.
You know what he's got to do, Greg? You know he's got to do, Greg, and get some tea.
Battle. I got the tea going right now.
He battled, man. Called in.
We got a text line, Greg. Get some rest.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, you can't get your voice heard on the text line.
That's fair.
Not like that. He had his actual voice heard. But I don't know. Jalen Hurts people that will now attack me when I say that you need more out of Jalen Hurts. I'm not telling you that there aren't reasons why the passing offense looked like it did last year that are far beyond Jalen Hurts. I get it. You're the one that's deciding that I'm blaming Jalen Hurts strictly. I'm not. But the whole reason why you bring in a Sean Mannion is now the offense has to evolve, and Jalen has to evolve. And he's done it before. So there shouldn't be any reason to think that he can't. Because I'm not going into the season that he can't. I'm going into the season saying he has to. Because otherwise his job's on the line.
Yeah, that was the other thing that Kempski 10 awards given out. The hot seat award was given out to both Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts.
Who's in the hotter seat?
Sirianni.
See, I think it's the quarterback. No guaranteed money after 2027. It makes it easier to get out of. If you've decided you bring in the Eagles now are running the offense they want to run. They decided the hell with the personnel, we need to evolve. This is the offense we want to run. This is the offense that we're going to run. And if the quarterback can't run the offense, then the quarterback's not going to be here. That's what I believe that move was. So that's, to me, telling me, because what's Nick Sirianni doing? This isn't his offense.
Obviously, culture
I'm the dumbest
building.
coach in the world.
Obviously, culture building. Obviously, a big thing. Keeping the vibes high. In-game management. But, the one thing, and when we look at what has to change year over year, the offensive coordinator is a great thing to change. If they have this very, very exciting offense and they take a 2-score lead into the second half and they philosophy-wise go back to the, hey, we're going to just kind of chill here. We got a good defense. We're going to break it down. That's a world where I could
coach
see.
thing.
Yeah, that's a Sirianni thing.
Agreed. No, when I say what's Sirianni doing, I'm really not trying to say he's not doing anything. I'm saying, I'm just trying to think what would get him fired outside of the team falling apart, or there's infighting, or he's fighting with yelling at people or whatever. I don't know. It's easy to see why the defensive coordinator loses their job. It's easy to see why the offensive coordinator loses their job. Nick Sirianni's still a coach that went to 2 Super Bowls in 4 years.
Yeah, if they put together a roster that they think could compete for a Super Bowl again and they end up with a first-round exit, I could see his seat being quite warm.
I agree. No, his seat's warm. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
It is. To me, that move was made. And by the way, I'd be interested if Mannion actually comes in and he looks like wow, that is the next Sean McVay. What does Nick Sirianni have to do to keep his job? I've said this. I say it to Colarulo a lot, and he knows this when I say it. They hired John Gruden in his early 30s in 1995, and he was the difference between them being an ordinary team and being a playoff team. That's how good of an offensive coordinator he was. 96, they overachieved. He had Rodney Peete and Ty Detmer essentially as his quarterbacks. He left for the Raiders. They hired a college coordinator, Dana Bible, who was out within a couple weeks. Bill Musgrave came in to call plays. But I remember it was difficult because Ray Rhodes made the playoffs in his first 2 years, but they knew letting Gruden leave would be a big mistake. But they couldn't justify getting rid of Ray. He made the playoffs for 2 straight years. Meanwhile, they fire Ray in 1998, and John Gruden's in the Super Bowl and winning Super Bowls. Or winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it was tough. All right, anyway, the Sixers won last night, beating the Clips. I saw the line before they went on. They're 1.5-point favorites on the road. And I said, well, the Clippers have been on a good run. I know that they struggled to start the season, but they've been winning games. Not realizing that James Harden was not playing last night.
Personal reasons.
For personal reasons. I guess he sat out one more game, too, before that. The personal reason is he's going to get traded before the trade deadline, which is coming up on the 5th, so it's Thursday.
Yep.
So he's going to get traded, I guess. He's in a final year of a contract, and the Clippers are saying, we're not giving you a long-term deal, and he doesn't like that. Is that the assumption?
Yeah, they don't want to spend a dime past 2027, I think.
At least on him.
Yeah.
Maybe on somebody else they want to spend the dime.
Well, they've spent enough on Kawhi, and they're probably going to spend even more on Kawhi when it comes down whatever happened with the money off to the side. So, yeah, they don't want to spend more on Harden. And Harden, despite the fact that they're winning basketball games, is doing what James Harden is best at. And that's being upset about where he is.
Yep. Yeah, and he's actually been really good since he went to the Clippers. He was good here.
He was.
But no one seems to want him or wants to give him a long-term contract.
Right, that's it. Because you're like, all right, this guy at some point is going to break down. It's going to be ugly for everyone.
Do you remember when it looked like the Sixers were going to max him because him and Morey? Remember, he gets off the plane and Morey gives him not a hug, an embrace. Like, it's been a long time. I really missed you.
It's been a whole 2 years.
Like your sister that you haven't seen in a couple of years because she was you lived in a different country.
Yeah.
The lover that you're reuniting with for the first time.
That was more where I would have went with that one. Like,
more of a lover hug.
Yeah. A little like, oh, man, this long-distance relationship's so tough. It's so good that we're back in the same city again.
Well, it didn't last long. I believe someone got to Josh Harris and said you can't allow them to give him a max contract. That's a really bad idea. Because it went from everything was great with Harden to he called him a bleeping liar.
Oh, yeah. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization in which he's part of.
Nate, do we have it? It was late Sunday here. He's in China for some type of a promotional event appearance. Here's James Harden on Daryl Morey.
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. Let me say that again. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of.
He even restated it.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Just to be clear, in case your phone wasn't rolling for the first one, let me be so very honest with you. And then you remember the Daryl Morey is a liar at the strip club where they get bottle service? I mean, he was on a generational run. We don't talk nearly enough about how awesome James Harden was in terms of asking out for that situation. He was great. The fat suit as well. Remember the fat suit?
The fat suit with him. No, he was.
So here we go again.
He was on a run.
This is the disappointment, though, of this time around. I get it. It's very funny. He does it while they're rolling. And the trade comes
still
out.
Under 500.
But yeah. And it comes out mid-game. Like, that's kind of fun. They've kind of figured it out. We needed a little bit more theatrics. He might be washed. It has nothing to do with him on the basketball court. The fact that this is the way he asks out, where I find out through Sports Illustrated.
But it's not over yet.
Oh, no. No, but
he'll get traded. I mean, but who's trading for him?
The Cavs, apparently.
Yeah, I saw, because you're not gonna give up much.
Which is, honestly,
it's a good move for him.
Well, I like that because the Cavs have been able to run up and down the floor against the Sixers. You know what might slow them down a little bit? Oh, James Harden, step back. Oh, James Harden, ISO ball. That gives me a little bit.
Does he take over that? I don't know. Maybe it's an odd fit. I mean,
it could be a good fit for him. It could be both a good fit for him and make the Cavaliers more beatable for the 76ers.
Right.
So it's just interesting to watch him fail. But fail's the wrong word.
No, he's the best failure ever because some people say he's the best scorer in NBA history.
Right, yeah.
But no one really wants him on his team for years. They did, but then as quick as they get him, they get rid of him.
Correct. It's a really cool thing, though. He's been able to tour the entire country.
Made a lot of money.
He's got spots in Brooklyn. He's got spots in L.A., Philly, Houston.
Everywhere.
OKC.
Oh, man, he's a star everywhere. Every strip club in every city knows James Harden.
Well, I saw Atlanta, too, was in the running, and good Lord.
See, that might be bad. That'd be good for the economy, bad for James's finances.
We're going to be booming. No recession talk in this economy if he goes down to Atlanta.
All right, coming up, our old buddy Bob Cooney covering the 76ers for On Patterson. His thoughts on all of this. And we have to at least ask him about Giannis. I know nobody wants to trade for Giannis, and you get shouted down if you try to say you want to trade for Giannis.
You can ask him.
Well, no, I will. But also, it's just the Sixers have no interest. That's pretty clear. The Sixers aren't interested in Giannis, which is very interesting. So we'll discuss that with Bob and also everything that's going on with the team. Trade deadline coming up. It's Middays the Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Fangio's future. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. We're still talking about defensive coordinator and what he's going to end up doing. As it was reported over the weekend, Vic Fangio absolutely contemplated retirement following the season. Seemed likely at one point. Now it's seeming unlikely that he will retire. In the event that he did retire over the offseason, the Eagles already had contacted Jonathan Gannon, who's officially the Green Bay Packers defensive coordinator now, and Jim Schwartz, defensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns, according to Philly Voice's Jimmy Kemsky. From the Philly Voice, Jeff Mosher joins coming up at 1:30 to talk everything going on with the Birds. The Sixers won last night, 128-113 over the Clippers. Dominic Barlow, 26 points, 16 rebounds. A couple of days ahead of the NBA trade deadline, Bobby Marks was on with Kincade and Salciunas yesterday and talked about how much activity you should expect from the Sixers.
You're still kind of right against the apron, so you're in a position where you're not going to be allowed to take back more salary. But yeah, I do think there's an opportunity. Yeah, listen, Daryl, he's made a trade every deadline, so I don't think they're going to stand pat here as far as where they are.
Tonight, the Sixers have the Warriors at 10 o'clock. You can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic. Bob Cooney will join us coming up next to talk about the 76ers. Flyers, Capitals tonight at 7 o'clock. That game on our sister station, WMMR. This update is brought to you by Semaglutide. Struggling with weight loss, Orderly Meds offers GLP-1 Semaglutide program starting as low as $74 a month. Start now at loseweightnow.co. Eligibility required. Visit loseweightnow.co. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers. Flyers, best bird talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com. I don't even know what this is.
I don't know either.
I'm just enjoying it. I think the first one he came back with was Kanye, though, right?
Yeah, this is Tame Impala.
Oh, all right.
Let It Happen.
All right.
All right. I kind of feel clubby. I'm at a club.
Sean Brace isn't here. I can't bring that same energy of
You cannot.
being outside.
It's not as natural for you.
No. No.
All right, Bob Cooney's coming up in just 1 second as the 76ers with a big win last night. It's the YouTube highlights of the 76er of a game, like 10 minutes long, and they're great because you pretty much see every basket. You can get it where you can see every basket of the game. But, because looking at watching highlights or looking at a box score, you don't know the role of a game, right? Like you can see they win by 6 points, but did it ever get close? Did they score 6 points in the last minute to make it a 6-point game? Sixers had a really impressive win last night. They came out early. They were scoring, and it wasn't just Embiid or Maxey going nuts.
No, Dominic Barlow's just apparently the man. He is the new Paul George.
You were worried.
Goodbye, Paul George. We don't need you anymore. Giannis, forget that trade.
You don't need Giannis. You don't need Paul George.
Not at all.
You need Barlow. To discuss, covers the 76ers for On Patterson, our old pal, Bob Cooney. Oh, is he still on hold? Bob Cooney joins us. Bob, hello. How are you?
Good morning, boys. How are we today?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Would you be involved in the Giannis sweepstakes, Bob?
Yes, I would wholeheartedly, but the 76ers I don't think would.
No, I agree because you saw everything that's been reported is that these teams are making counter proposals to the Bucks, and the only thing with the Sixers is they're not trading Edgecombe, and if they're not trading Edgecombe, there's no way to get the deal done. If you're willing to trade Edgecombe, you can probably get him. And Ray and I were having this discussion yesterday, and I think it's because of the youth, Bob. I haven't seen a lot of successful 76ers runs during my lifetime, and I'm almost 50. So I don't know. Are you winning a championship with your current core and with Edgecombe, who was the 3rd pick in the draft last year? Or are you giving your organization the best shot at winning something by getting a former MVP and a champion? That's how I look at it, but that's not how Ray looks at it. How do you look at it?
Well, don't listen to Ray. He doesn't know much. He's, But look, you get a Giannis Antetokounmpo and you put him on a team with Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. I mean, come on. That has to put the league on alert to say, whoa, look at that. That's a real contender. That's somebody that could go out and win a championship. And yeah, I like VJ Edgecombe a lot, but I think Ray and I were talking about this the other day. You don't build around guards in the NBA. You can build with them, but you don't build around them. And as good as a backcourt as Maxey and Edgecombe could be throughout the years, that's not going to win you championships building around those guys. You build around big guys unless the guard is Steph Curry. So I like Edgecombe a lot. I think that's a really good backcourt to have for years to come. But you're not winning championships because of that backcourt. You're winning championships because of other pieces that you build around, such as a Joel Embiid or whatever, someone of that caliber. So I would do it, yes. Nothing against Edgecombe. I would do it. Those 3 guys on the same team that I just mentioned, that has to put you closer to a championship than what you have now, I would believe.
So to that point, just playing now the other side of this argument, since you, Johnny, Sean Brace, Giannis is basically boarding a plane to Philadelphia at this point.
The experienced sports talkers are,
absolutely
giving their opinion.
So when it comes to this trade and making this trade for Giannis, he has not been healthy in the postseason for the last 4 seasons with the calf injury. The calf injury has been a thing that's come up this season. If they make the trade for him this year, I don't know the last time I could point to where a mid-season trade for a superstar has led you to a title, which means I'm planning basically for the idea, all right, now I have Giannis, I have Embiid. We're going to go into another season where I'll be wondering about those 2 guys being healthy alongside Maxey. It's a very high upside team. But I have gotten rid of the youth. I've gotten rid of multiple draft picks down the line, which the Clippers won by the day looks better and better, which they would no James Harden. And now I'm going to just bank on giving Giannis a long-term contract with the calf injury. He comes in, plays with Embiid. We know the history with Embiid. Those 3 are all going to mesh together next season with those 2 staying healthy and winning a championship. Am I wrong for being as concerned about it as I am?
No, you're not wrong, and it's probably why the Sixers aren't going to do it. I wrote this last week that I would do it, but I don't think you have to worry about it. I don't think the Sixers are going to give up on a VJ Edgecombe. I don't think they're going to throw away the future to try to grab a championship here and now, which would be this year or next year. I don't think that they would do it. But all the reasons you stated, Ray, yeah, I hear you. But you've gone through this patient process for so long if you have a shot at maybe getting something in here that puts you closer to a championship, whether it's just one this year or next. Wouldn't you want to do that if you're the 76ers organization? I wouldn't doubt them. I wouldn't put it against them for maybe wanting to do that. But I don't think they will. I don't think they're going to give up on Edgecombe. If they ask me to do it, if they ask me to give away 3 draft picks coming up, Edgecombe and Paul George, yeah, okay, I do it. Giannis, welcome to Philadelphia. For 2 years, maybe you have a good Joel Embiid, and as you said, you can never rely on health, though, right? If you get a healthy Giannis, Antetokounmpo, and a healthy or getting better Joel Embiid, and you have a medical staff that Embiid is just going nuts about because they've made him healthy, maybe they could do the same thing for Giannis. Yeah, I would love to see those 3 together.
Bob Cooney, what did you make of the Paul George suspension and his explanation for it? And can you give us any insights into that?
I don't. We talked to everybody there, and everybody said the same thing, that it's unfortunate and they have his back and all of that. I don't even want to speculate when it comes to something like this without having any inside information of what it might be, because the Sixers, it happened. They celebrated their 2001 team, and then they went on the road. So there's no poking around really going on right now from me with them. What I make of it, it's not smart. I mean, the guy's been in the league for how many years? You make one phone call is all you have to do when you're about to pop a pill in your mouth or whatever it may be, and say, "Hey, is this good?" And somebody can look it up for you and have an answer for you within minutes. So it's just careless, and it hurts the team, and all of those things. There's nothing good about it, obviously.
See, like you said, it's all speculation. I can't imagine Shaq had inside the NBA. He everybody, they give us this sheet. You know everything you're allowed to take. Sometimes when athletes get the steroid suspension, they're like, "Oh, well, was it something that was in a supplement I took?" Which is probably BS, but that's what they always blame it on. But with this, it's like, well, what did you take? Did you take a prescription pill? Did you take Adderall because you think you have ADHD? Or how do you end up taking something if it wasn't prescribed and you didn't go through the proper channels? It means that you're obtaining it, not from a physician if it's not approved by the NBA. The whole thing, Charles used fishy. The whole thing's fishy to me. And I hope the hell he's not throwing mental health out there to try to deflect off of what he was doing. And I have no idea if that's the case, but he could have been much more clear, and we wouldn't be speculating on anything, Bob.
No, we wouldn't be. And I try to humanize everything as much as possible when you don't know the exact circumstances. Look, John, there's probably been times you've woken up in the middle of the night and not felt good, or something was going on and you needed relief right away, and you pop whatever you do. It could that have been the case? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if Paul George is in a state of mind that he gets tremendous anxiety and couldn't get over it that night, and did take something that he thought was okay. I don't know. There is a human side to it that you hope, isn't going the overboard that the Dylan Brooks are talking about, that Charles Barkley's talking about. But I just don't know. And speculation is something Ray will tell you, I don't like to do. So I really don't know in this case exactly what the circumstances are.
Bob Cooney covers the 76ers for Ron Patterson. Trade deadline is coming up. We mentioned with Giannis, Sixers aren't in on that by all indications. What can we expect, if anything, from the Sixers, Bob?
Well, they need big depth. They need big guy depth. And last night, Barlow, what he did, after I wrote yesterday morning that, you have to really keep an eye on that position. What are they going to do on that 4th spot, or that 5th starting spot, while Paul George is out and Barlow goes out and gets you 26 and 16. That's not going to happen every night. That's the position you really have to look at, because after that, they really don't have depth at their big position, and they get out-rebounded an awful lot. And Adem Bona is not the answer, and they're going to get crushed on the boards a lot this year, and they already have. So you think, okay, you need a big rebound, somebody that can solidify the backboards. Well, they kind of have that in Andre Drummond, but they don't like playing him.
Right.
So I don't know. This is tricky. I do like their backups with the guards coming off the bench, and McCain and Grimes. I like that. Bona gives you energy, but he also hurts you a lot defensively, and he tries to block every shot, and therefore he gives up a lot of offensive rebounds because he's out of position trying to block shots. I think they need an athletic rebounding big, but what are they going to give up and who's out there to get? I don't know. That's why Daryl Morey gets paid a lot of money.
Will Andre Drummond be here come Friday?
Yeah, they've been talking to people since I took over covering the team again. Apparently, they've been trying to trade him for a long time, and there's really no suitors out there. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Like I said, if there might be a good team out there that's in the same position as the Sixers that needs a rebounder coming off the bench. If that's the case, and they can get a player like I described, yeah, I think Drummond would be on the move. But they're not using him any. The only time they use him, like tonight, if Embiid sits out, he'll start, and then Bono will come off the bench, and Drummond will get 20, 25 minutes, and he'll probably grab you 12, 13, 15 rebounds. He'll do what he does. But in the normal rotation of things, I don't think he's on Nick Nurse's list right now.
There he is, Bob Cooney. I mean, you go to On Patterson because he's an expert at covering the 76ers. You listen to the show because Bob can talk it all, including the Phillies for this season. There's some people saying that the Phillies might finish third in the NL East this year. Bob, do you have that same pessimistic feel for the team going into the season?
Well, no, I wouldn't go to third, but it all comes down to the pitching. Really, everybody's talked about the lineup, and I understand it. I mean, you wanted to booster that lineup a little bit, and you just didn't do it at all. But it comes down to pitching. Is Zach Wheeler going to be okay? They still don't have a fifth starter. You don't know about Andrew Painter. Christopher Sanchez, love him. Can he be as good as he was last year? I don't know. It all, you lost Ranger Suarez, who is always good for, at least half the season, sometimes 3/4 of it. He's really, really good. Can you replace that? I just think it all comes down to pitching because, quite frankly, I don't think that lineup's going to overcome any kind of falters that the starting pitching has this year.
It's going to be last year, without Schwarber maybe getting hit 56 home runs. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
The bullpen's better. The starting rotation isn't. The lineup's about the same. So what are we looking at?
Yeah,
you're hoping that you're going to get hot at the right time and everything works out. That's your best bet. Hope.
Yeah, and the good thing about this team is being the veterans that they're used to winning here. They know how to win here. They've won 96 games here last year. They're good at that, and that means something. So what I would do is I would put Schwarber at 4 and try to change stuff up. You have to change something. And I would move him to the 4 hole and mess with the lineup. And Rob Thompson, the last time, I talked to him, that was forefront of his mind. Yep, I'm toying with some things in my head. So he's got some things going on, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's.
You think they mess with the lineup? I would love for them to mess with the lineup. I don't think they're going to. The whole thing about you want to hit high, like batting somebody fourth in modern Major League Baseball isn't what it used to be, where you put your best hitter clean up in third. Now you want to bat him second.
Yeah, you're right, but it hasn't worked for 3 years, and they've declined every year as far as playoffs go and hitting in the playoffs. So I think Rob Thompson is going to try something different, and he doesn't have that much to work with. I mean, Alec Boehm hitting fourth, it just doesn't work for me. So I think they're going to try some different things, and we'll see what it is. We'll see what Rob Thompson has in that mind of his.
All right, Bob. Bob, can you talk to Ray for me off the air just to try to give him some guidance with some things? Like with this Giannis thing.
I try all the time, John.
All right.
What does he need guidance with?
Well, just the whole Giannis conversation. He doesn't realize that how long it's been since this team's actually won a title, had a chance to win a title.
You got 0-1. I didn't even get to see him get past the second round consciously.
Okay, well, you're 25 years old. So we had 2001. You know what I had before that? 83, when I was 7 years old.
Oh, you had that. Oh, I don't even.
Yeah.
I'm never going to see him win a title. I'm glad you at least saw him.
Just imagine how. So that's why Bob's is as rough as he is. He's had it rough, too. He's had it rough more than me.
I covered the 67 team that won the championship.
That's right. You did get to cover that team.
What was it like when they moved from Syracuse?
Right.
Yeah, it was cold.
You're funny, man. All right, dude. We'll talk again soon. Thank you, Bob. Everybody read Bob Cooney on Patterson. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it. There he is. Yep. Yeah, he chained himself to the bulldozer. He did not want them to leave Syracuse.
That's what it was, yeah. It was his first job in papers.
Correct. Yes. He's hell no, you will not go. All right. Colarulo's going to come in a little bit. like 11:40, last segment before the news at noon. And Nate Tennyson, is he manning the news at noon today,
He's
Ray?
manning the news at noon.
Holy
He's
cow.
in charge. He's the anchor today, so he's gonna lock that in.
Okay. All right, that's coming up. Brandon Dutz is in the back, and Sean Rodman is the associate producer on the show today. It's a Reggae Tuesday right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Middays with Marks. All right, what did I want to get to here post Bob with all right, so let's do this. Do you know how many, because we're talking about the Phillies, do you know how many Phillies players are going to be in the World Baseball Classic?
Sanchez, Nola, Harper.
All right, so don't say them yet.
Okay.
So you can go through them, and we'll keep track. There's actually 10.
10. Okay.
And I saw 9, but then I saw another one that was on a roster. So I believe it's actually 10.
Okay.
So what do you got?
I got Christopher Sanchez, Aaron Nola.
Hold on. So Christopher Sanchez, Aaron Nola,
Keller, the
Brad Keller, correct?
Brad Keller they brought in.
And Nola, of course, is playing for who?
Team Italy.
Correct. Oh, it must mean so much to his country to play. That's why he couldn't say no.
Bryce Harper.
Correct. Nate, any idea?
Turner doing it again?
Trey Turner's not on the.
You mean to tell me Captain America just abandoned his country like that? Duran's not doing it, right? He had said that he was out.
He's not. You're missing a couple Dominican Republic and 2 Mexicos.
Oh, Taiwan.
Correct. Pitching for Mexico. Alan Rangel. Pitching for Mexico.
Of course.
Edmundo Sosa, Panama.
Oh, I didn't know Sosa was
1 Dominican Republic, backup outfielder.
Backup outfielder. Dominican Republic. Rojas. I didn't want to go the Rojas route, but hey, okay.
And finally, he is he's playing for Team Israel.
Oh, Stubbs.
Garrett Stubbs is correct.
Stubbsy, yeah.
There you go. And you mentioned Schwarber, or you didn't, because that's fairly obvious.
Yeah, Schwarber there.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Chris Sanchez is pitching for the Dominican Republic. You can bring that down. Thank you, Dave. Chris Sanchez is pitching for the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
He was the unanimous runner-up to the Cy Young. Skeens got every first place vote.
Correct.
Sanchez got every second place vote. Do we realize how impressive that is? He actually, when you look at his WAR, he had a higher WAR than Paul Skeens did. So you're talking about not the Cy Young, but not that far off from being Skeens last year.
There was a moment last year, it was early to mid-August, where Skeens had a rough start against the Brewers. He went like 4 innings. It was not Skeens-like of him at all. And there was a part of my head, and I actually uttered these words on these airwaves, that wait.
I went and looked at the line when this happened.
Skeens, maybe he's starting to fall apart a little bit. He's throwing a lot of innings. Young guy. Maybe Sanchez is going to be able to overtake him. And then Skeens just immediately went right back to being dominant, and everything fell apart from there. But it was a really, really cool moment there where I thought everything was going to turn in Sanchez's way.
Sanchez had a career high in innings last year. If you include the playoffs, it was over 200.
Yeah,
211, 214, something like that. So, and I've talked about this, and you even said, I think you called it a doomsday scenario.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I worry about guys that haven't thrown innings like that, how their body responds in spring training the next year.
Right.
Is the velocity not there? Is it like, oh, well, it's taking a little bit of time to get the velocity back up. He's 93, but he'll be fine by the end. And then he's not fine.
Right. Then he's not
pitching. And then the elbow's sore. Then the shoulder's sore. On top of it, he's now pitching for the Dominican Republic, which is a huge honor. And I recognize that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to tell him no. It also scares the hell out of me.
Oh, for sure. I don't care. Position players.
Yeah, they can play whatever.
You're going to be swinging the bat. You're going to be playing the field in spring training. It doesn't matter to me. When you're in a hyper-competitive environment where they're going to want to utilize you to win baseball games, that scares the absolute what out of me when it comes to pitching. Like, it just does. What does the manager of fill-in-the-blank country have for himself? He has the objective to win the baseball game. It is not the objective for the Phillies to have a healthy pitcher come July. And they can tell you all the time that they're going to be concerned about it. But really when it comes down to, he can get a couple more pitches out there. Oh, he can get us one more inning.
But it's also, what they do in spring training. They're very much they know their routine.
Yep.
They know their pace. They know by their second to last start they want to almost be ready to go, and then their last start they are ready to go. The velocity should be there. The command should be there. Everything should be there. You don't come out in your second spring training start and you're throwing like it's September 2nd
Correct.
and you need to get a win. That's not the way it works. So you go from slowly building up in spring training to now pitching, and it's impossible to think that it's just an exhibition game. It's his home country.
Yep.
He's the second best starter in baseball, or certainly in the National League, and this is a national honor for him to go out there. And if he goes out and he wins a game, he beats the United States, he beats whatever country, he's a hero. He already is.
Right.
It's impossible. It's just so unnatural for a pitcher to do what he's going to do. Mm-hmm. And same with Taijuan Walker. As much as we look at Taijuan Walker, he was important to eat up innings last year.
Yep.
Now he's going to be starting for Mexico. I mean, I know velocity's not his game, but do we need a sore shoulder? Of all the years to be thin at starting pitching, this is not a great year to be thin at starting pitching.
Not a great year for the World Baseball Classic.
It's not from the Phillies standpoint.
Yeah, Taijuan, I mean, he runs out of gas typically every year anyways in the second half. So this year it might just be the end of June, beginning of July instead of the end of July, beginning of August. It's not like a velocity thing. It's just like go look at his numbers in his career. He's made all-star games. And then go look at the second half of seasons following when he's been an all-star. Like
60% of the starting rotation is pitching in the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, and the one that's
as
one
you
of the
would
ones,
say.
How about that? One of the ones that's not is recovering from thoracic outlet syndrome. So that's also
All right, we got a couple phone calls coming up. Some Phillies thoughts, 610-632-0975. As the show's going and you're listening and you're hearing this Phillies conversation, if you dial, we don't have this big bank of callers to where you're going to be waiting on hold for 40 minutes and we're not going to get to you. It's good to get in and get out with the conversation. So keep that in mind when you're listening. 610-632-0975. Bill Colarulo's here. We're going to talk Flyers, and we'll start that next segment with the Flyers. I want somebody to call in and make the case why Rick Tocchet should be fired, because I'm seeing a ton of it on social media. And the more I'm paying attention to what's going on with the Flyers, the more I see some trouble with what's going on with the team. We'll discuss with Bill Colarulo. And the last time that Ray and Bill talked hockey, it was Bill against Ray. Bill got the win, but now it's been reversed, and Ray actually is the victor of that. That's
not about being right. It's not about being first. It's about being right.
That's coming up later this hour. Your phone calls and reaction coming up next. Don't go to work.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Still talking about the DC. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. We are now in Super Bowl week. Everybody down there at Radio Row, and the conversation nationally about the Eagles still has to do with the defensive coordinator. Vic Fangio contemplated retirement earlier this offseason. It looks like he's likely to be back with the Eagles, but that is yet to be confirmed. We'll keep you updated anything that happens there. Jeff Mosher of Philly Voice is going to join us at 1:30 to break down everything going on with the Birds. Sixers won 128-113 over the Clippers last night. Dominic Barlow had 26 points and 16 rebounds in the win. Tyrese Maxey with 29 points. NBA trade deadlines are coming up in a few days, and Bobby Marks was on with Kincade and Salciunas yesterday talking about what the Sixers may or may not do.
You're still kind of right against the apron, so you're in a position where you're not going to be allowed to take back more salary. But yeah, I do think there's an opportunity. Listen, Darryl, he's made a trade every deadline, so I don't think they're going to stand pat here as far as where they are.
We'll see what they end up doing. We'll keep you updated if we hear anything with regards to that. The Sixers have the Warriors tonight at 10 o'clock. You can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic. We just spoke to Bob Cooney of On Patterson. You can listen to that back on our website or the Fanatic app. Flyers at Capitals tonight at 7. That game on our sister station, WMMR. This update's brought to you by Taco Bell. Crispy chicken nuggets from Taco Bell. They're anything but your usual nugs at participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for limited time only while supplies last. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers. Flyers' best bird stock in town, 97.5 The Fanatic.
It is Middays with Marks. What is up, everybody? Looking for a place to watch the game? I was thinking about it earlier. What am I doing for the game? I will not be going to Atlantic City to Ray and Connor's Super Bowl pregame live broadcast and watch party. But I was thinking, what am I going to do?
And we appreciate that thought. More people should have that thought. What are you doing this weekend?
Right. Well, you should go down with the Fanatic and Ray Dunn and Connor Thomas. They're hosting. So it's a live broadcast leading up to the game, and then there's a watch party, the tailgate game day party at the West in Caesars Atlantic City. Live DJ, oversized games, interactive competitions, swag giveaways, an open bar with buffet service. Register on site for a chance to win some huge prizes, including an ultimate fan cave experience at the West, VIP Vegas getaway. You can learn more, and you can book your experience, Caesars.com/AC. You must be 21. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Just go to the events page at 975thefanatic.com for more details.
I've been told there's a wall of beer.
I'm sure it's going to be something. Because this just isn't for the Fanatic. It's only like listeners to the Fanatic.
Right.
This is going to be the party at the casino. So there's going to be a ton of people there. It's going to be a big thing. Probably going to be a lot of women there, I would assume.
That's good.
I don't know. I mean, it's good,
I'll
good
throw
for
that.
Yeah, no,
I would enjoy that.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if people are looking for, like, what are we doing for the game? Let's do something fun. Bam. Get a room, stay the night, drive to work the next morning like Ray's going
That's
to.
exactly what I'm going to do. Got a room there. Got to get up, make the trek. Looking forward to it.
All right. Well, I'll be listening a little bit. I'll be in the car on Sunday.
You're going to be dialed in to Sam Darnold talk.
Oh, man, I can't wait. Can't wait to talk about it. What a build-up to a Super Bowl. Fantastic.
Connor's going to have to be, he's not the only one that said it, but he's going to have to be a little bit apologetic for some Sam Darnold takes from this year.
Oh, I said it.
Yeah, I said it too, but
Who believes in Sam Darnold? You think Sam Darnold's winning anything? Go ahead. You signed Sam Darnold. Meanwhile, the Vikings general manager lost his job, maybe in part because of that, letting him leave, drafting J.J. McCarthy.
It's awesome timing. Even if he didn't lose his job for letting Sam Darnold walk,
it's good time.
Firing him after Sam Darnold wins the NFC is perfect timing.
Yep.
That's when he deserved to go.
And Justin Jefferson came out and said, yeah, we might have been better with Sam Darnold. Dog, you think?
A little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Would they have been playing in the Super Bowl, though?
No.
Yeah, I think it's – because I think that was also what he had to say, where he's like, yeah, we could be at the Super Bowl right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, in theory, that the whole world plays out differently. Like, yeah, maybe butterfly effect, you get to the Super Bowl that way, but I don't think you just put Sam Darnold on that team, they're going to the Super Bowl.
No, Seattle had Darnold had a really good season, but Seattle is well coached. Their defense is unbelievable.
Incredible.
They can run the ball. They can throw the ball. They have a top wide receiver in the league. They have a couple of above-average running backs. Defense is tough.
Here's your scorcher.
Yeah.
Mike McDonald to defense. In 5 years, McVay to offense.
Oh.
There's your scorcher.
There you go.
And NFC West loaded for years to come.
I know Herb had texted me the other day, and he had said he'd given me his candidate in case Fangio leaves is Seth Joyner for the Seth Joyner defensive coordinator.
I would prefer B-Doc.
B-Doc is also a good choice for the defensive coordinator.
Yeah. If I could get B-Doc, I don't know. Trott's already got connection now with his kid there. Yeah,
Trott can't be involved. He
I guess too close to the situation. Right. Yeah, probably.
No, Seth Joyner knows defense for sure.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. We're blitzing every down. They're going to be a tougher defense than what they were in the past. Yeah. So, yeah,
He's got it. He's got it. All right. Well, we're gonna bring Bill in next segment. So we're gonna get a full segment of the Rick Tocchet talk. The more that I've paid attention, and the more that I've gotten in the Flyers algorithm of what's going on, because ice time is down for Mitchkov, but it became, I guess, for the first time clear to what is going on. You had all three members of the organization at the Flyers Wives Fight for Lives Carnival criticizing him. This isn't a 30-year-old. This is his fourth chance that he's been given, and they give him this big contract. He's not living up to expectations. Right. He came into camp out of shape, which is ridiculous. He's also a young player, and it's February, and we're still the head coach, who was asked a question by Bill Matz of PHLY, and he said, "Why isn't he getting more ice time? Why isn't he learning more on the ice?" And he's like, including me, people want to know why. He got very defensive. And he actually went on the offensive.
Right.
And aggressively answered the question because you can tell he's pissed off when he's asked about it.
Well, he also had the blow up a couple weeks ago. And it was, I guess they were at practice. I just remember, I think it was Jordan Hall that asked the question. It was like the fourth Michkov question in a row. It was back when they were winning.
I remember it.
And he was like, this is your sixth Michkov question in a row. Like, we've won games. Let's talk about the team. And it's like, hey, Talk, you know, you've been around here before, right? Like, you know how this media market works. You know what the story's about. Like, I get it. You're not coaching the Eagles, and we're not asking you about Jalen Hurts. But if Sirianni was sitting up there after Hurts had a tough game, and the question was like 5 in a row on Hurts, and he was like, "Are you going to ask me about anything else?" Like, no, they're not. That's not how this works.
Right. No, like for the first time in a long time, the Flyers are actually involved in the conversation. They're involved in a sports radio conversation because fans want to see this young phenom play, and he's not playing. He's not playing in overtime. He's not playing on the power play. He's not playing enough for their liking. Now, Taka can answer the question without freaking out, and
nice.
At least it's not then reaching me. Now it's reached me because he freaked out, and now I'm in the algorithm, and now I can't get enough of it because it's a really fascinating conversation. And then I look at what he did in Vancouver, and Canucks fans are complaining about the same thing. He didn't like to play the young players, and he doesn't like Russians, according to a lot of people out there. He's always hated Russians. I don't know if that's true, but that's what's being said out there. It's fascinating.
It's on Twitter, man. It must be true. Of course, obviously. Yeah, the Bird app always tells you the truth. Yeah, it's been interesting. You know what also has been really interesting about this guy that's really, really got me fired up? The guy that's going around sending cannolis around. Did you see that guy too?
No.
Oh, there's a guy on Flyers Twitter. I'm sure you saw this, Nate, that I don't know who it is, but he's sending out cannolis. That had my interest. I was like, if we talk Flyers, we get cannolis?
Nate Tennyson, who is producing today, is a big-time Flyers guy. And he's also, you see the hair's perfectly coiffed today as well?
Oh, yeah. No, he's locked in.
He's looking good. So, Nate,
How to come in prep today for this?
you did. I know you did. So you were not a Tocchet fan coming in, but he gave us kind of in down the middle, which is not where this conversation has went, which is awesome. And it seems like the majority or the average Flyer fan is, Tocchet, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? It's not like that the team's playing great right now. They've completely went down the toilet. But
it's another exciting November, December that by the time we get to the end of January, beginning of February, we've lost the plot.
How old are you, Nate?
26.
And you love the Flyers.
Oh yeah, born like pretty much in a Flyers jersey. Growing up my whole life, played hockey when I learned how to skate when I was 2 years old. So played hockey my whole life as well. So yeah.
What do you think about the state of the organization?
I mean, I haven't seen a good Flyers team really since 2012. And that year they beat the Penguins in the first round, then got knocked out by the Devils in the second round. And that was when Claude Giroux was like making his statement on the league as like a top 5 player. But as of right now, they're in the same exact spot that they have been for the past decade.
All right, Colarulo's coming up next. We'll discuss all of it. And then Ray wants to revisit the conversation the last time it was Bill against Ray with Hockey Talk. Bill was declared the winner, and now the judges have been looking at the scorecards again, and there may be a change in the decision. So that's coming up. But I want someone to make the case that Rick Tocchet needs to be fired right now. 610-632-0975. Is it trending in that direction? Bill Colarulo discusses with us coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The Sixers are opening eyes.
Weekdays with Mark's News at Noon with Nate Tennyson. What does Nathaniel have for us at 12 o'clock? Stay tuned for that. Is Bill Colarulo, the co-host of Unfiltered with Ricky Metallico and Bill Colarulo every day at 2 o'clock. Hi, Bill.
What's going on, guys? I come in here with my tail between my legs a little bit with Ray Dunn.
A few weeks ago, we had our only time we did it. It was Bill against Ray, and it was over the Christian Dvorak signing, and
Correct.
Ray very against it. Bill all for it, as usual, being a lapdog for the team. That's Bill.
And Ray's the one rocking the Flyers gear today.
Right.
I am. I'm going to the game tonight.
Are you going down
First
there?
time down at the barn this year.
Well, did you hear what they're calling for tonight?
Oh, I did.
A
I
win?
have to be there.
No, they're Fire Tocket chants are supposed to be going off tonight.
At the arena.
That's what they're calling for.
I'll report live.
But the reason I say my tail between my legs is at the time it was overwhelming. Bill won the argument between me and Ray about the Dvorak signing, and now as we sit here after they've lost 11 of 13 games, and it looks like they are in a downward spiral, I have to agree with Ray. Like, what the hell were you doing giving Dvorak a 5-year contract then? Because, and we heard from Danny Briere at the Carnival, it's probably going to be a quiet trade deadline, meaning they're not going to buy and they're not going to sell. So then you look at it and goes, all right, are we in purgatory then? Because where are you getting your top center? Where are you getting your top defenseman? There's a logjam on the wing. You still don't have a number one center in your pipeline, in my opinion. Like Jet Luchenko probably projects more as a second or third line center. I just don't know where this team's going. And now there's rumblings they're messing things up with Michkov. Like, we're in a bad spot. We are in a bad spot.
It's a spiral right now. All right. So, you talked about you actually know players and prospects and things like that. You have a good idea where the organization stands as a whole.
The organization.
Yes. Me, I just look at it and say, okay, I'm interested in being a part of it. I just need to see wins, and I need to see winning teams and playoff series and things like that. And then I'm in. And meanwhile, at the Flyers Wives Fight for Lives Carnival.
That was the old name.
It's not called that anymore?
No, I was asking this yesterday. I used to love that. Now it's just Flyers Charities Carnival.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Fight for Lives. Well, Flyers Wives Fight for Lives was the best.
Yeah.
I don't know why they got rid of it.
Oh, well, maybe it's a little wordy. I managed to get it out, but it doesn't roll off the tongue. But anyway, so your boy Rick Tocchet goes on with Bill Matz and Charlie O'Connor, PHLY, and, like Rick can't stop talking about he came in out of shape. I mean, it's February, for God's sakes, Rick. And then Keith Jones says, well, you have to remind the coach that young players need to play. Well, Jonesy, have you reminded the coach that young players need to play? It just seems like that you have a bunch of central figures in the organization. Are they on the same page? What is the plan? Why are they still fighting with their young star? And let me say this. This is one of these instances where not having an owner hurts the team. Because if you have an owner, a competent and capable owner like Jeffrey Lurie, he gets involved in this. And he sends the message of, no, this is not how we're doing things. And I know they have a president of the team in Dan Hilferty, but still, I don't where is he on this? If I own the Flyers right now, I'd be furious. It reeks of dysfunction, what's going on right now.
Now, I think you're spot on, man, and the lack of an owner. And I love Dan Hilferty. I think he's done a lot of good things for the franchise. But at the same time, I don't know if he has that type of personality to step in and say, listen, Michkov is the biggest name we have on this team. Even the most casual Flyers fan in the city knows who Matvei Michkov is, right? John Marks knows who Matvei Michkov is. What are you doing? And it went even further than Tocchet saying on Sunday at the Carnival he came into camp out of shape. He also kind of threw him under the bus about being late for treatments. And it's like, what are you doing to this kid? Like, why are you constantly trying to put this kid down? And if he was the only player on the team who was struggling over the last few weeks, okay, maybe you're doing some tough love. Why is it all about how Michkov's struggling? Look at the rest of these players. Like, our captain, Sean Couturier, has been terrible over the last 20 games.
20-some games without a goal?
He's been terrible, and I get it. Couturier's been here a long time, and you give him respect. But why are you constantly putting down Michkov? Is it going to get to the point then where Michkov says he wants out too, like Gauthier said, he didn't want to play here? Like, that's the problem with this team.
At what point does the agent get involved? I don't know who the hell his agent is, but at what point, this has now become a mess, and it's disappointing because, like you had just said, all right, he was late for treatment. All right, maybe he's doing this and he's doing that. At what point do you not mention that? Because, with Rick, it's either you do things the way I say, and that's the right way to do it, or I'm going to be against you. Because if you're not productive on the ice, but you show up on time and you're a good teammate, I'm going to protect you. But because you showed up it seems like Tocchet's still pissed that he showed up to camp out of shape, that he hasn't gotten over it.
It does. And then I've been scrolling social media over the last 72 hours since this all happened. And you're seeing people from Vancouver saying, wow, this sounds familiar. And
I saw the same thing.
And they're floating clips of him talking about Vancouver Canucks players in the same way. And now this has become where the big media station in Canada, Sportsnet, which is all about hockey. I mean, it's like how we are with the Eagles is how they are with hockey in Canada. This is the big story for them. That the Flyers have hit rock bottom, that there's a disconnect between the coach and the front office, that Michkov's not happy, and they're ruining another star. Like, this is really getting out of hand. And Ray Dunn should take his victory lap for me arguing with him 3 weeks ago that the team was headed in the right direction. Take your victory lap.
Can you say it? Can you say it?
Ray, you were right all along.
Oh, it's so wonderful. Wait, one more time so we get clean for the cut there.
I don't know. You going to make me say it again? Come on now.
Yeah, one more time.
You're going to beat me while I'm down?
He already said it. Leave him alone.
He's going to beat me while I'm down here.
Now the big question is, and this is a real thing, fans are going to the game tonight to chant Fire Tocchet. How has this happened? How has it deteriorated so quickly? No, I'm telling you, there's no better sports radio conversation right now, anything outside the Eagles, because the Eagles are like this is we finally become a sports radio conversation with the Flyers right now, and it's great. I see that Rick Tocchet hates Russians. He always has. Is that true?
I don't
Where
think
does that
so.
come from?
I don't know. Look, that was something the Flyers, they didn't have Russians on their team forever.
I understand it. They like the North American power forwards. Bobby Clark didn't like Russians, and Tocchet's the same way. That's what I read.
So, look, there's a lot of issues. I know a lot of people are angry with Tocchet because of the Michkov thing. My bigger concern is the rebuild itself, because we've trusted Danny Briere and Keith Jones that things were rebuilding in the right direction, and it felt like they were. But now that you take a step back and you're thinking, all right, wait a second. Where are these top players going to come from? Like, Porter Martone looks like he's going to be a stud, but he's a winger. There's a log jam on the wing. You don't have centers. You still have the worst power play in the NHL. We're like on 4 years running having the worst power play in the NHL. Well, why? Because you don't have a number one defenseman that can quarterback it. Where are you getting that person? See, this is why I was so angry with you for not knowing who Quinn Hughes was, because he could have come in and he could have been the guy. He could have been the guy to QB the power play. But I just don't know now what you're going to do. It almost seems like the rebuild is going to just sit in this purgatory now, and it's going to be, okay, we're still rebuilding. We're still be ready. How long are we going to rebuild? And where are these top players coming from? But so I get it. Yeah, fans are frustrated with Tocchet, but firing Tocchet doesn't just fix everything.
Right. I think we talked about this yesterday, where it's like, okay, you look at year ahead, and you're like, okay, who's going to get better on the Phillies this upcoming year that's going to make them better, right? Like, pretty much you know what you're getting with all the players.
Yep.
You have a veteran team. Bryson Stott's not going to have a breakout year. Maybe Garcia has power. But, like, with the Flyers, I can't answer this question. And, Bill, just like, if you don't have guys that are ready to come up and ready to start contributing, are we still a couple of years away from being a playoff team? How is that possible? How many years do you have to miss the playoffs? The longest rebuild ever.
It is. And the thing is I know Nate's young, and Ray is a little older than Nate, right? You're older.
I'm younger than Nate.
You're younger than Nate?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
25
I've
and 26.
just aged in dog years.
I forget how young these two are. But these guys are young. Like, they don't remember, John, when we remember the Flyers were contenders every year.
Every year.
Like, this city was awesome back then. Like, when the hockey team is good, people do care about the Flyers. And it's not just the diehard 20,000 fans that go every week.
It's me.
Yeah, it's guys like you who buy in because it's exciting, and there's nothing like playoff hockey. When you don't have playoff hockey, no one cares.
The playoff series, and I know it'll never get back to this, but the series they used to have against Buffalo, where there
Matt
Barnaby and May and Day and all these other guys, it was just so much fun. And I feel like I haven't seen that since I don't even know when. Even when they did make the playoffs, they didn't win series, did they? When's the last time they won a series? 2019, 2020. Was that a COVID year?
That was COVID, so there was no fans.
They won. They beat Montreal in the bubble.
Yeah, so when was the last time they won a
2012.
series in front of fans?
2012.
I mean, could you imagine in the 90s, in the late 90s, early 2000s, if I would have told you that the Flyers would go 13 years without winning a series in their building, it'd be like, no way. They're never going to allow that.
16 teams to the playoffs. This isn't a baseball when
Right.
two teams used to make the World Series and that was it.
half the league makes the playoffs. Half the league.
And it goes to, we were talking about this in the back, this talk about the Eagles being this dysfunctional franchise. And, Vic Fangio doesn't want to come back because of the dysfunction of the Eagles. I mean, take a look at the rest of the teams in town compared to the Eagles.
The Eagles are the most successful franchise in the last, 25 years in this city?
So much good.
My lifetime.
Yeah, but people love hating on them.
The Flyers? Since the Flyers of the 70s, which is like you can't even compare it.
So are you going down to the arena tonight to chant Fire Talkit?
No! Ray, the real question is, what's Ray doing?
I'm documenting it. I'm not chanting.
Do you have good seats for tonight?
I have no idea.
Because usually Ray is a nosebleed guy.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll be with the people, I'll
he
get
just
a real...
wants to get in the house.
Yeah, but that was before you were the producer for Middays with Marks. Like, now he's a big deal.
Yep.
What are you saying?
Well, me and Mike, we didn't utilize you the way John does. John saw your true potential. We would just keep you behind the glass, and you would do your news at noon. Now you're such a big part of the show. Everyone's like, man, what were you guys doing? Maybe Middays with Mike would still be around if Ray was a bigger part.
He's like Talkit with Michkov.
Yeah, we didn't use. He's the Matvey Michkov of the station.
So you going to boo your coach tonight there, Ray?
No.
No? I think you should. All right, we'll document it. It's going to be fascinating.
Yeah, I'll be down there.
It really is nuts to think that you're going to hear it tonight.
Fire Talkit.
You're going to hear, it is grown enough where people are so mad. They've lost 11-13, and people are so mad. Even if it's not his fault and there's other reasons they're losing, none of that matters now. It's an Eagles conversation. Kevin Patullo was the sole focus for an entire season.
I'm so happy it took them losing 11-13 and Fire Talkit chance to get Johnny on board with Hockey Talk.
I'm in.
This is the best.
Well, he was in, and then they stunk, and now he's really in.
Yeah.
The conversations got dumbed down enough to where now I can officially get
I love
involved.
it, man. I love it.
All right, go get ready for your show. Bill Colorado coming up at 2 o'clock. Coming up next, News at Noon with Nate. Wow, that is a alliteration to it.
Hot Seat Ray.
News at Noon with Nate, featuring outdoor NFL goalie fight, Puerto Rico issues for World Baseball Classic, and a reporter asking Mike Vrabel a silly question. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Still talking about the future of Fangio. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. We're still wondering what exactly is going on with the defensive coordinator. It's been reported that he's likely to return to the Eagles, but that is yet to be confirmed. We'll keep you updated with anything that happens with regards to Vic Fangio. Jeff Moshe will join us coming up at 1:30 to break down everything going on the Birds, including what he expects from the new offensive coordinator. Sixers won 128-113 over the Clippers last night. Dominic Barlow had a game, 26 points, 16 rebounds for him. We're now just days away from the NBA trade deadline, and Bob Marks was on with the morning show this week talking about what the Sixers may do.
You're still kind of right against the apron. So you're in a position where you're not going to be allowed to take back more salary. But yeah, I do think there's an opportunity. Yeah, listen, Darryl, he's made a trade every deadline. So I don't think they're going to stand pat here as far as where they are.
And where they are tonight is Golden State for a game against the Warriors at 10 o'clock. That game right here on The Fanatic. We spoke to Bob Cooney earlier about everything going on with the Sixers. You can catch that conversation one more time on our website or the Fanatic app. Flyers Capitals tonight at 7 o'clock down Xfinity Mobile Arena. That game on WMMR. This update is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and get you back on the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers. Flyers, best bird stock in town. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
news coming up here in a second. Do you see that Munitaka Murikama, who did he sign with? Cubs,
White
maybe?
Sox?
White Sox. Yeah. He had a special request.
Oh, no.
Is that in the news at noon? I don't think
it is, no.
Yeah, he requested a bidet be put in the bathrooms of the clubhouse.
Interesting.
You a bidet guy?
I'm not a bidet guy.
You ever used a bidet?
I have not.
I don't think I've ever used one, but my buddy who his parents were from Italy, they had a bidet in their bathroom.
Yes,
I would just look at it.
I have a buddy who just got a new apartment that's got a bidet in the apartment.
A real one or one of the portable ones?
I didn't do a lot of investigating.
Well, I'm saying, did it look like it was expensive? Was it a nice apartment and a bidet was in there? It's just odd to have a bidet in an apartment.
He's got a nice apartment. It's like a one nice newer build. I don't know, maybe in the newer builds, maybe that's the next wave of what they're building in Fishtown and Northern Liberties is it's going to be
bidets.
Yes, apartments that come with bidets in the bathroom.
See, Nate went to how many years of Catholic school? They don't allow bidets in Catholic school, I don't think.
I mean, if there was one available, I wouldn't mind giving it a shot.
So you've never used a bidet?
I've never used one.
I don't think I have.
Yeah,
I've seen it. I mean, I know what it does.
Right. Yeah. I mean, listen.
Baby wipes. I don't mind baby wipes. The flushable ones.
Yeah. I mean, I'm cool with keeping with tradition here. You know, I've got something that's worked for a long time for me. I think I'm going to keep rolling with that.
Will you buy single ply toilet paper, or do you make sure that you spend the extra money to get it comfortable?
You got to have some, luxuries in life. You know,
you don't live long enough to use sandpaper.
Exactly.
For toilet paper.
I'll buy cheap food. When it comes to toilet paper, you got to be able to clean it
Good
up.
point.
Yeah.
Bobo mustard, yes.
Yes.
Bobo toilet paper, no.
Absolutely not.
Bobo salt, yes.
Yes.
Bobo mayo, okay. Bobo ketchup, no.
Yeah, no, you can't get the cheap ketchup. No, I'm a Heinzman for sure.
You can't do the cheap ketchup.
No.
But if I go to a restaurant, bar, grill, and I look and it's like classic selection in the plastic bottle, it's not real Heinz, I'm never going back to that place.
There was actually a massive debate growing up in my household about the ketchup. There was a time in which I believe it was my dad wanted to go a little bit healthier on the ketchup, like something in the ketchup.
No high fructose corn syrup.
Whatever it was.
Yes.
He wanted to go with the more organic ketchup. And it was a massive uproar amongst the family of, Dad, what are you doing? This ketchup stinks. We want the regular ketchup. So then we were a 2-ketchup family there for a little bit.
I was going to say, just give him his own bottle.
Yeah, but that's a little excessive. That's a little much.
No, it's not.
I think we all should stick to 1 ketchup. You think how expensive it is to keep buying 2 ketchups?
Okay.
It's going to catch up with you at some point.
It'll catch up with you. How about that? Good job, Ray.
Thank you.
Time for the news at noon.
This city needs its news.
Now, it's time for
I'd like to be remembered as a good newsman.
the news at noon
That's the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane.
with Ray Dunn.
I know News at Noon with Ray Dunn today, making my News at Noon debut, and I got to start off with the NHL. Sunday was the Stadium Series game between the Boston Bruins and Tampa Bay Lightning, and Bruins were up 5-1 at one point in the game, lost 6-5 in a shootout, but the main event of the game was a goalie fight at center ice between Bruins goalie Jeremy Swayman and Lightning goalie Andrei Vasilevsky. Here's the call.
Kucherov, a shot, and it's stopped by Swayman, and now he goes after somebody out in front.
Swayman is hot.
Vasilevsky's coming out across center ice. Swayman and Vasilevsky may go. Swayman tells Vasilevsky, take your mask off, and he obliges.
This is crazy.
And the players on both benches smacking their sticks in approval.
Swayman got the win, am I correct? I saw the video.
Yeah, he got the win. But then Vasilevsky got the win in the shootout. So,
dude, actually, you know, a lot of times when people say like, "Oh, well, that really jump started the team," and you're like, "All right, did it really?" That really jump started the team. They were down 5-1, and they were down 5-1, and they won the game.
Yeah. So the Lightning scored quick. Brandon Hagel in the opening 20 seconds of the game. Bruins scored 5 unanswered, and then game went to overtime. Lightning almost won it. The Bruins scored, but it got called back. Went to a shootout. Lightning won, and the first time ever that the Lightning have ever came back from a 4-goal deficit in franchise history as well.
Ooh. Look at that, Ray.
He's an encyclopedia in there.
It's unbelievable. But I love the goalie fight.
The goalie fight's tremendous. Also because you need to keep the other goalie honest. Like, he can't just come after one of your guys. You got to pick on somebody your own size. Like,
it's one thing if he gives him a little shot, and then you maybe come out of the net and you yell at him. But if he's doing what Swayman did, you absolutely have to stand up for your team.
How many goalie fights do we get a season?
There was one not long ago.
There was one a few weeks ago between Sergei Bobrovsky and
Bob,
Alex
that's
Nedeljkovic from the San Jose Sharks.
But, like, is this something that's becoming more commonplace? Because I don't mean to be the Neanderthal sports fan on this one, but if you want to get me in...
You need fighting.
And you want me as the general, like, hockey man... Goalie fights, I mean, they're so well protected at this point. I mean, yeah, obviously you might catch them in the face. That would be bad. But, like...
No.
This would lock me in.
Fighting is better. Hockey is better with fighting. It just is. I'm not telling you to make it all about the fighting or that's all anybody cares about or like whatever. But something like that, Swayman was messing around. He got out of line. That's what you need to do. And guys shouldn't be suspended or anything like that. Hockey needs to encourage it without it getting too far out of hand.
Like, let's not all fight all the time. But, like, you get a couple goalie fights. Like, if the goalies fight.
We'd be talking about it tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. And I could tell you after one or two, I could be without a voice tomorrow. I'm already struggling today. I'd be without a voice tomorrow.
You could be in the penalty box with Ty Domi after he squirted water on you. Those are the good old days.
Exactly. Need more of that.
That's what you need. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you need the goon, the designated goon back. Because, I mean, those days were fun. I don't know if we're going back to that.
But we're gone. Yeah.
But, like, the
it's
goon,
a higher class society.
The goon that has a little bit of skill.
Yeah.
Who is the best goon? Nate, you're a young guy, but who's your favorite Flyer goon?
Ooh, Flyer goon. I loved Donald Brashear.
Brashear was one of my favorites.
He was good. He's one of the best ones.
Yeah. Who do you like, Ray?
It's a name I recognize. That's one I'll go with.
Donald
But
Brashear.
Zach Ronaldo in the 2010s, he was really good.
He was an agitator.
Yeah,
Never mind. I would go that strictly because NHL, like, 12 or whatever.
Dan Carcillo?
Yeah, Dan Carcillo.
The car bomb?
Car bomb.
Oh. See that?
Yep.
See, you don't want me to start talking hockey, Nate.
I know. We were talking the back before the show.
Telling you, man.
You were scaling me up on that with all the knowledge.
See that, Ray?
People don't realize how pucked up you can get.
All right, what's next?
All right, number 2. World Baseball Classic's coming up next month, and the rosters are set to be released later on Thursday. But Puerto Rico's having an issue with some insurance issues with some of their players. Ken Rosenthal broke it down, and they might have to consider leaving the World Baseball Classic.
The more players they lose, the more their team is compromised. And with Puerto Rico hosting one of the first-round sites, or being one of the first-round sites, obviously they don't want to be embarrassed playing at home. And that's why they've talked about potentially withdrawing.
Wow. I mean, that would be crazy.
Yeah, awful. I was actually considering going down. My friends and I were thinking about putting together a trip. It just falls right in my basketball season, so I can't. I think they might still be going to Puerto Rico for the pool play, which would be a really cool experience. But you look at what happened in the last World Baseball Classic with the Diaz injury and getting insurance for players. I don't understand necessarily why.
So Lindor was denied insurance because he underwent elbow surgery in October. 8 members of Puerto Rico's roster also withdrew for various reasons, including insurance issues. So maybe it's just kind of bad luck because they've had recent injuries. Was it Lindor that tore his ACL?
Diaz was the one that got
Diaz. It was Diaz, yes, the pitcher. Yeah, so I don't know. I've looked at I've been reading a lot of stuff involving insurance because big league clubs are being like, all right, this is great, but like, what about us? If I gotta pay whoever $30 million and he blows out his elbow because he's throwing the ball in the World Baseball Classic, gee, that's awesome for us.
Right. And also, by the way, your fans are going to be talking about it for the rest of the season. There's going to be a shadow cast on your season. Yeah, it's the upside for a lot of these teams. I think they're struggling to see it leading into the tournament. You hope the tournament goes the way it did the last time, where you got some really iconic moments that people like. Turner was the best player that's ever walked the face of the earth. Then you got the Ohtani and Trout matchup in the World Baseball Classic. You're hoping you can pay off those moments, but right now, if you're an owner, I think you're probably freaking out.
Carlos Correa denied insurance. Miguel Rojas spoke out about it and said, my only question is, why is it just with our countries in Latin America? What about America and Japan? Kyle Schwarber's not getting denied insurance. There's some older players on that roster.
That's certainly a consideration on that one. Why exactly? I mean, Bryce Harper. He's playing. How many times has Harper been hurt over the last couple of years?
Yeah. Rojas is 37, and they said he's too old. That's why they won't insure him.
Come on.
Well, I mean, if the insurance companies are saying it's not worth their while, if they can make money off it, they would do it.
Yeah.
Why is it the Latin players? I would have to hear their answer on that.
Yeah, I'd have to. What insurance company?
Well, I'm assuming it's the same insurance companies for everybody, but they're just the Latin guys are being told no.
That's what I mean, though. All right, well, what's it? Rosenthal, we need you to stop being a news breaker. We need you to break back into the journalism thing. We need you to break down some things here. Passon, I need you on the story. I need someone to get me, like, hardcore journalistic truth here, all right? Please.
It's interesting.
It's the news at noon. We need some Cronkite-level journalism done here.
All right, Nate, what do we got?
And last one for today. Super Bowl is on Sunday. Pats, Seahawks. There's some media availability yesterday, and one reporter asked Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel if Sunday is a must-win game for the team.
Is this a must-win game?
A must-win? Yeah, I think every time we go out, it is a must-win game. I mean, it's kind of the attitude that I've always taken in the National Football League.
And somebody asked Drake May this exact same question as well, and I appreciate Vrabel for giving that kind of candid response, because if that was me, I think that would have been totally blunt with what I would have said to them.
So I'm trying to find the guy's name because I had heard of him. But he's DraftKings. He has a very popular football podcast, but he does it on purpose.
Yeah.
He tweeted it out to say that he was doing it, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's going to do it. He's going to do it," and then he does it. Dave Dameshek.
Yeah, that
Dave
guy.
Dameshek. So I guess he's done it before.
Yeah, so good for you. It's one of those things that if I was a journalist that was actually tasked with, like, hey, I got to write the story on Deadline tonight here on Radio Row, or not on Radio Row, just at the opening night of interviews, I'd be annoyed because I sit here, I'm like, congrats, I guess. Good job getting your credential. Like, way to go viral.
Yeah, I guess my question would be, and the name of his podcast is, and you can bring that down. That's the news at noon. Good job, Nate.
Good stuff, Nate.
Football America ! Is the name of his podcast.
Okay, without the exclamation point, I won't find.
Right. Here's my question. And I'm not saying you shouldn't get credentialed because, honestly, I don't care. That's somebody else's world. Wouldn't you be worried that they're going to say you're not getting credentialed if you're just going to go up and ask some nonsense question? Do they even realize that was him and that's what he did? He just may get away with it because nobody knows, and he's a part of a big DraftKings is the sponsor, and it's part of that network. So all he's doing is going through DraftKings. They're getting them all credentialed and stuff. I'm assuming it's very popular.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to know who he is.
And he's going viral, and for the NFL, you'd rather that moment be going viral than like half of what the Goodell presser was yesterday. So for the NFL's PR purposes, let's go with the dumb reporter asking Vrabel a question. You just make that guy a punchline. Like,
you don't get that many views on YouTube. Has 2.6 thousand subscribers. His videos are getting like 1,000, 2,000 views.
Sorry, this moment's going viral. He's not going viral because everywhere you look, aside from you actually going up and looking for the guy, is, wow, what a bad question from a reporter.
Right.
Like, it's like, look, what a stupid question asked. It's not no one saying like, oh, look at what Dave asked Mike Vrabel. So he's not really getting the credit for being an idiot. He's just being called an idiot.
Yeah, I guess maybe because someone wrote it's this guy, I assumed that he was, because like Ray, you're in the world more than I am. You could bring up a name of some guy that's a comedian. Like yesterday, Sean brought up a name of a guy, and he's 11.7 million followers on Instagram. I've never heard of him.
Yeah,
which is like that's more about me than anybody else. But there's just some things I don't know. In that world of the podcasters, you could be this really, really successful, millions of followers, and there's a good chance I don't know. I've never heard of you because that's just me.
Yeah,
and I thought that was this guy. Apparently not.
I mean, he could be that guy. I don't know. Followers might not equal views. I don't know. All I know is that I looked at his reviews on Apple Podcasts. I looked at our reviews on Apple Podcasts. We have a higher rating. So
is that right?
What you should do is go give us a nice rating, because you know what I would never ask? Hey, Mike Vrabel, is this a must-win game ahead of the Super Bowl?
Or is it a can't lose?
It's certainly a can't lose.
It's a can't lose.
It's a can't lose.
Can't lose this one. Yeah, because they weren't expected, so it can't be a must-win. It would have to be a can't lose.
It's a can't lose, for sure. Yeah, like you don't want to have to deal with the ramifications of losing.
But is Seattle a must-win? They're both can't loses.
Yeah, this is a can't lose Super Bowl. That sucks. You'll want a must-win Super Bowl for sure.
Yeah, it's not.
This is not a legacy-defining Super Bowl. This is whoever wins.
Yeah,
good for you.
If not, it was a great season.
Is it a Seattle must-win Super Bowl for America? Like, you just don't want to see Boston win again. Like, just for our sanity. So kind of a must-win for Seattle.
Yeah, I don't like the 12th man and that whole 12th man thing, because it's really about the design of the stadium.
Yeah.
that doesn't allow sound to leave. Because you can't tell me that the Seahawks fans are louder than any other fans in the NFL.
Correct.
They're like just that much better in being loud.
No, it's a system fan base.
Yeah, like I'm not even saying they're not good fans, whatever. But it's like I don't like the 12th fan.
No,
the 12th man at all.
But
I'm out.
I do think that if you start to look for insufferability in a matchup, you'll find it on both sides. So, like, in terms of how insufferable Seattle is, I will take the insufferability of Seattle before I take the insufferability of Boston.
I agree.
Like, the Boston fans in my life, the Super Bowl is still, 4 days away?
Well, they're more annoying like we're annoying.
Yeah, I
they're
hate
Northeast Quarter annoying.
Yeah. The Seattle folks.
Yeah, they're in Seattle. Like whatever.
We'll get a nice video of them at the market tossing the fish at some point through the Super Bowl.
Go to the Pike Market, whatever.
Yeah, and then they got the big, what is it, the tower? What's the tower over there?
You
know what I'm saying about, the
needle?
Yeah, that.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah, whatever it is. We'll get that. Like, that's all I need. Boston, I know too much.
There's a rivalry.
Yeah.
With Boston. Did you guys see, I don't even know if we had it. You see the Milton Williams cut that he was asked about the Patriots and the Eagles?
No.
It was last night at media night. And he was asked about, like, who's better fans or something like that. And he's like, whoa. He's like, because he called them both crazy, but then he says, Eagles fans don't care. Like, Patriots fans are rough, but they don't want to get in trouble. Eagles fans don't care. They'll get arrested. They don't care.
Nice. I like that for us. That's good. We're breaking the law.
It was so funny because nobody's was asked. He's like, "Oh man, that's a tough one." And he's like, "You got to, Nate. You got to find it. It's so funny." Where he's like, "Yeah, well, Patriots fans, they don't want to get in trouble though, and Eagles fans just don't care. They don't care about getting."
Milton Williams was watching Eagles postgame live as the guy walked past Singaro. It was just like, yeah, that's fine. That's the fan base.
Oh my God, It's so much funny. All right, well, there's your news at noon with the World Baseball Classic. All I'm saying is that Chris Sanchez and Aaron Nola and Taijuan Walker are going to be pitching for their respective countries.
Yeah.
Which is great. Not like Nola in Italy. I mean,
they got to field a team.
Yeah. I mean, like, really, you need to go put your season in jeopardy to pitch for Italy?
How much do you think is it pitch for Italy?
I mean, you tell me the other good starter for Italy.
Well, I'm just saying, how far is Italy getting?
Well, I mean, if he's their best pitcher, he's going to be out there and pitching.
I mean, yeah.
I'm assuming not very far.
Right. Like, I think he'll be at camp before some of the other guys. You know what I'm
Taijuan Walker, Mexico, that should be a good team. Chris Sanchez, they should be competing for it. It's just it's somewhat problematic. Let's take a phone call here. Mad Mike joins us. Mad Mike, hello. Good afternoon.
Hey, John Marks. How you doing?
Hey. Hi, Mad Mike.
Hey, Vic Fangio, regardless if he comes back or goes, if he comes back, once you've decided you're retiring, no matter how hard you think you're going to work, you're not going to work that hard. And the defense is not going to be the same.
Yeah, so I disagree. I think that once you decide that you're going to retire, you're probably going to retire. And are you going to get 100% Vic Fangio that you got 2 years ago? I mean, I don't know. Is he not? Is he coming in late and leaving early? Is he preoccupied with fishing in the Phillies or whatever? No.
He's already planning his trips to Italy. Like it's not going to be the same. Like, and to be fair, this is back to Howie Roseman and him. He has this arrogance and thinks that he knows everything better than everybody.
So this is dysfunction. This is organizational dysfunction, and that's why Vic wants to retire? Is that what you're going to tell me? You're going to take the line of the flagship radio station?
You've got a little nebbish, nerdy guy that's saying, you trying to take my power away? Like, while constantly looking over your shoulder. Like, no one wants to work for that nonsense.
Well, who's taking his power away?
That's what he sounds like.
There's nobody taking his power away. What are you talking about?
That's why you don't have any good coaches. Like, you've got Sean Mannion, and I already hear the mouth breathers in this town mispronouncing his name. Like, did this town never learn how to, like, read or write or anything? It's ridiculous. I heard someone call him Sean Merriman. Like honestly.
I don't know the answer to this, but how many teams in the NFL would you say have made the playoffs 5 straight seasons?
Who cares?
I mean, you say who cares, but what you're doing is you're trying to say this: essentially the team is dysfunctional. It's because of Howie Roseman. People don't want to work for him. Go ahead.
Just because it worked a little bit, you still have Mr. Magoo as your head coach. You have a quarterback that can't play quarterback. You can't get anybody to come in to be your offensive coordinator that you really wanted, and you have to pretend that Sean Mannion was high on your list. And you got this nerd in the front office that thinks he's a football guy. Like, this is not the way it should be run.
He is. He's the future Hall of Fame GM. You know that, right?
No.
Do you want to go through the drafts? You want to go through his recent drafts and look at what this?
Hey, I still remember Donnell Pumphrey, the one freaking running back that
But you know what happens? You know what happens, Mike? In professional life and in personal life, you learn from your mistakes and you evolve and you get better. And that's what Howie Roseman's done when he had the Palmels and when he had Jalen Reagor, right?
J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Like, I remember all this nonsense. Like, Howie Roseman gets no passes from me. Like, just because he got lucky, now we're on a downswing again.
Okay. All right. I will bet they're not on a downswing. We'll talk about this coming up on the other side because the idea that this organization is dysfunctional, we treat the Eagles like we should treat the Flyers or the 76ers, or we treat those teams. That's how we treat the Eagles. I know it's easy to do because we get so nuts over the team. We'll talk about coming up. 610-632-0975. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Fangio's future. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. They're still waiting for what exactly will be the future of the defensive coordinator of your Philadelphia Eagles, Vic Fangio, though it's been reported that he is likely to return. They have yet to confirm that report. We'll keep you updated with anything new coming along there. Jeff Mosher, Philly Voice, will join us coming up at 1:30 to break down everything going on with the Birds. As for the 76ers, they won last night over the Clippers tonight. They've got the Warriors at 10 o'clock. You can listen to the game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic with pre-games coverage beginning at 9:50. We're just days away from the NBA trade deadline, and Bobby Marks was on with Kincade and Salciunas earlier in the week, talked about what exactly you should expect from the Sixers deadline.
You're still kind of right against the apron, so you're in a position where you're not going to be allowed to take back more salary. But yeah, I do think there's an opportunity. Yeah, listen, Darryl, he's made a trade every deadline, so I don't think they're going to stand pat here as far as where they are.
For more on what the 76ers may do in the next coming days, Bob Cooney joined us earlier in the show. You catch that one more time on our website or the Fanatic app. Flyers at Capitals tonight at 7. You can listen to that game right on our sister station, WMMR. This update is also brought to you by Wendy's New Biggie Deals. Choose one of Wendy's New Biggie Deals for a pretty biggie deal. Got to be Wendy's. U.S. price participation may vary. I'm Ray Dunn in your home for the Sixers. Flyers, best birds dog in town, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Mosher joins us later on the show about 1:30. Get his insights on what's going on with Vic Fangio, the hire of Sean Mannion, because last week it happened Friday. It happened
Thursday.
Thursday.
Reacted Friday.
Right. So we haven't had a chance to. I'm sure Jeff has studied up on Mannion. Johnny Page. You know who Johnny Page is for Bleeding Green Nation? He went through and charted every play from the East-West Shrine game that Sean Mannion was the offensive coordinator of. And he's trying to be like, all right, what is the Eagles' offense going to look like, and what does he do? And if you read the post, which is very good, it's exactly what you want to hear. He's doing, like, all his concepts are Shanahan, McVay, McDaniel, everything that he does with running and bootlegs and things like that is exactly what the Eagles are looking to do on offense.
Welcome to the 2020s, Philadelphia Eagles. It's good to have you here. We're going to run an offense now that's suited for this decade. Unfortunately, decade's almost over, so you're zigging after everyone else did, but,
We're getting there.
It's funny. I was listening to the Inside the Birds emergency pod after with Mosh and Adam Kaplan, and just listening to the two of them start to fire each other up about, we're early in this process. We got a lot to dive into. Like the idea, they were so excited to delve into whatever tape they could get on Mannion and figure out exactly how these concepts are going to mesh with one another. I was excited for them. I'm listening, and it's like these two guys are doing the emergency pod almost because you have to do the emergency pod, but they would rather be just sitting in front of film right now, be watching football, doing anything.
Pot of coffee.
Yeah. Little cigs.
Yeah, Ray smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, right. Keep yourself alert, ready to go.
All right, a couple other things. Your mom checked in on the text line.
She did. Yes, my mom texted me that my dad, as recently as this morning, began asking for the organic ketchup again. So the battle of ketchup has not ended.
Still
in
going
that
on in the Dunn household.
Yes, it is a 15-year war that has been waged on the ketchup of that household. Maybe a little bit short, maybe a decade.
To me, that would be grounds for possible divorce. if it was no, I need my ketchup. No, but see, like I'm perfectly fine with having two separate ketchups. You seemed against that.
Well, no, I was against it. My parents, because they're very, very agreeable people, and have made it work for so long. They're all right, fine, two ketchups.
Yeah,
to me, it makes no sense. Yeah, I'm the stubborn,
But people like what they like. Let them have it. Why do you have to argue? Just let them have it.
It's like, come on.
All right.
This is what we're gonna do now. Like, we're gonna go two ketchups. Like, well, what's next?
Would you go two mustards?
Exactly.
I have two mustards. I have three mustards.
Well, different kinds of mustard?
Varieties.
Yeah, okay, varieties of mustard. These are two ketchups designed to do the same thing.
But they're kind of varieties. One tastes good and one doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. So why are we spending money on the one that doesn't? It's a waste of money.
Nate, is ketchup important to your life?
I had grilled cheese last night with ketchup. It was good.
That's the other thing. And I was at an establishment last night. I got a burger. And you get it's a burger with fries. You get a little bit of ketchup. But it comes in the cup.
They won't give you the bottle. They give you the cup.
Right. Well, when you get the cup, if I want to I have to choose. Do you put it on the burger or
you have
do
to
you
ask
have
for more?
Full fries? Well, then I'm a bad guy.
Well, no, I ask for more every time. And if they bring out in just a little cup, I'm not happy and I may not go back. Just give me a bottle.
Yeah,
I know
I
know you have to be fit. And this is not. We should save this for Take Tuesday.
That's a secondary take for me.
All right. Well, whatever.
I got a lot of takes.
I'm totally with. Ketchup's very important to me. Grilled. What are you? 3 years old eating grilled cheese with ketchup?
Yeah, I just learned how to make it the other day too. The first time ever. Made it by myself.
So you made a grilled cheese sandwich first time ever?
Yes.
What were the ingredients?
Bread, butter, cheese. Put some ham on it.
Oh, that's a nice.
That was it.
Not a bad idea. What else can you make? What else are you famous for?
I can make eggs.
Okay, what kind? Scrambled?
Scrambled, medium, over easy.
Oh, all right.
I can make cereal, bowl cereal.
Wait, what goes first?
Cereal.
Yeah.
Okay, good call.
Says everybody.
I just want to make sure who we're working with here.
Good question. Yeah. You have to ask the question,
right.
As people say.
People would be like, we would walk into the post-show meeting, and it would be a little bit of like, all right, Nate, this has been really fun, but I can't work with someone that goes milk first. Yeah.
Oh, no, I wouldn't even say it to him. I would just tell Scott, get him off the show.
Okay, it sounds good.
I wouldn't even tell him to his face.
Good.
All right, just kidding. All right, so Mad Mike, and it really has become, and again, this is part of the problem with the toxic sports nature of this city. And people can blame whoever they want to blame or whatever, but when now this has become Vic Fangio, before it was, oh, nobody wants this offensive coordinator job. It's all Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, no one wants to coach him. which we found out wasn't true because it had to do with a lot of different factors. Nobody wants to work for Howie Roseman. Nobody wants to work for Nick Sirianni. It actually was a good job, and it just wasn't Brian Daboll and Mike McDaniel that wanted to come here. Nobody else turned the Eagles down. They didn't go to their 7th or 8th choice. That wasn't the case. Now that Vic Fangio, he wants to retire because the organization is so dysfunctional. Where is the evidence of this dysfunctional organization? Is winning a byproduct of being dysfunctional? Because that's the only thing that I see here in Philadelphia, Ray.
They have brought in so much talent that it's just superseded all the levels of dysfunction within that building.
So what Matt Mike said about it, he's bringing up the old draft picks. And I was right there with him. They made a lot of mistakes in the draft. When you go back and you look at like the Andre Dillard pick, horrible pick.
Yeah.
They never even had a meeting with him, right? He just slid and they took him. And it was good value. Arthega-Whiteside in that same. I mean, you can look at some drafts. Sharif Miller, Clayton Thorson. You got Miles Sanders in that draft. Right? You look at the 20 draft. Jalen Reagor, obviously horrible. Jalen Hurts was in that draft. But you drafted Davion Taylor, bust. Kevon Wallace, bust. Jack Driscoll was the backup player. Nobody else came from that draft, right? And then you know what happened? Howie listened to what a lot of fans were saying on sports radio, which is stop drafting all these bums from all these other schools, and how about start drafting guys from Alabama and Georgia and the big successful universities? Go SEC, Howie. 2021, Devontae Smith, Landon Dickerson, Milton Williams, his top 3 picks. Kenny Gainwell, who actually is better than a backup running back, left by a free agency, that's a hell of a pick in the 5th round.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have some. Zach McPherson was a miss, but you're never going to go get perfect.
If your worst miss in a draft was the 4th round corner, I think you're doing okay.
2022, Jordan Davis, Cam Jurgens, Nakobe Dean, and then Grant Calcaterra as a backup. Kyron Johnson, I don't think has been on the team for a while. So you had 5 draft picks. You absolutely nailed 3, and your 4th is a backup in the 6th round. Following year, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Tyler Steen. Your top 3 players are starters. Jalen Carter's in all. He kind of fell in your lap due to circumstance, but he's a.
You were the one that drafted him,
and you drafted him. Nolan Smith's been pretty good at the end of the 1st round. Not a great year last year. Tanner McKee was a 6th round draft pick. That's a hit. Keely Ringo, not a good pick. Mora Ojimo in the 7th round.
Goldmine.
It's a home run.
Yep.
The dude doesn't he look like he could be Milton Williams this year or Milton Williams-like?
Yep.
Where you're letting him leave because he's going to make too much money?
Right. You're like, we drafted these 2 Georgia guys we're going to end up paying, but thank you so much for your service here for the few years that you were here.
2024, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Jalix Hunt, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., Will Shipley. Johnny Wilson's been on the roster. I don't know about him. But your top 3 players are defensive starters on one of the best defenses in the league. Mm-hmm. And it right off the bat, they're entering their 3rd season. Will Shipley looks like he's like a backup player, but he's an ass. Jeremiah Trotter Jr.'s he could be a part of the rotation for many years. I like what I've seen out of him.
And there's a lot of beats that'll tell you they've been impressed with him at practice. I can't tell you that I'm down there at NovaCare breaking down those reps that you're getting from Jeremiah Trotter Jr., but there's a lot of beats that believe that if he was anywhere else where he had more of an opportunity, he might actually shine in that opportunity.
All right, now this year's draft doesn't look great so far.
Yeah.
Campbell looked good in this rookie year.
Right.
They're probably going to let Dean leave, and then he's going to become the starter. Makuba looks like a potential bust. Would you agree? I don't want to go bust yet.
Yeah, just injury-wise, I think is what really gets me with him.
Ty Robinson didn't get anything from him.
No.
Mac McWilliams.
No.
Drew Kendall. Kyle McCord got cut. Miles Hitton, Cameron Williams. And really, they did not get much from the draft so far.
Yeah, after 1 year.
Not good.
You can't say the 2025 class had the impact that the 2024 class had. The bar was set very high, but they didn't come halfway close to.
Well, this has been what looks like could be the worst draft since that Rager draft, really, or the Dillard draft. Does not look good.
Yeah,
at all.
I guess can the Rager draft be considered bad even when you got Hurts?
It helps it.
Yeah,
you have a Super Bowl MVP that you drafted. Yeah, and Miles Sanders in a 5-player draft is that's the only guy that actually turned out.
Right. I mean, the 2 egregious ones in 20 and 19 are missing out on the wide receivers.
Yep.
Was it Metcalf and Jefferson back-to-back?
2018, Dallas Goedert, Devontae Maddox, Josh Sweat, Matt Pryor, Jordan Mailata. All 5 players are still in the league.
Yeah, he was turning the corner there. That was how he started to figure things out.
Matt Pryor's terrible. Anytime he's in there, it's the last guy I want to see in there.
But To be drafted in the 6th round in 2018, and we could still say you're horrible in the year 2026 is a testament to your ability to stay in the league and the fact that Stoutland U will not kick you out of school.
But Stoutland U's been downgraded.
That's right.
It's not even a junior college anymore.
All right, never mind.
It's community college.
Drop out.
All right, coming up, Take Tuesday. Do you have a take in there, Nate Tennyson?
I got a lot of them.
All right, Take Tuesday. Ray's got something. Nate's got something. I got something. That's coming up next. Middays, the Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The Fanatic's Andrew Dick.
You ready for Bad Bunny?
Hell
At the
yeah.
Super Bowl?
Let's go. Are we doing Bad Bunny or Bugs Bunny? The lyric or Bugs Bunny?
So I was looking for Bugs Bunny
quotes,
and there's not a lot. He wasn't very
not
what's up,
quotable.
Doc?
Yeah. What's up, Doc? Who said it? Bad Bunny?
Not a big conversationalist, Bugs Bunny, but I'll continue to look. I was actually watching some episodes and be like, oh my God. I used to watch this as a kid. I never liked Bugs Bunny. I was a Tom and Jerry fan.
Oh, really?
And there was no conversation in Tom and Jerry.
There was
which
always
very
conflict, though.
There a lot of conflict.
Honestly, that might be. Have you ever traced your desire to go into sports talk radio back to Tom and Jerry? There was always chaos.
Always chaos.
Yeah, your love for chaos might come from a very youthful place.
Actually, when I think of I was thinking about using Herb's theme song, the Tom and Jerry song, but it's like a deep cut. It's the ending version of the. But then I had a problem finding a good quality version of it, so I elected to move away from that.
We could go look for it. I mean, we still have a second episode of the Herb to record.
I mean, Nate's been waiting very, very patiently. Herb has a lot to say. Nate, are you
I had
ready?
no idea. He lives like right around the corner from me, pretty much in the Northeast, in like near like Morel.
If you asked around,
that TJ Maxx that he kind of blew up the bathroom at,
right?
I go to the gym in that plaza, so
yeah. Nate took a picture of the TJ Maxx that night when Herb was on the toilet.
Next
on the
time
phone.
you're at that teacher, if this ever does happen again, I need like a live report from Nate, like just out in front of there with the, hey, I'm here in front of the.
Right. Yeah. Do a video and then we'll post
good
it on
idea.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or we can have the Herb episode 2 in TJ Maxx.
Oh,
at the scene of the crime.
Can he go in the bathroom and you do it here?
We could
It
probably
would
do
be
that.
uncomfortable. All right. Well, there you go. All right, so we found the Milton Williams cut. This is from last night. Oh, God, the media night at the opening night, all the players are there. What a time.
Did you go to it when you were on
Twice.
Radio Row?
Twice.
So actually opening night you were there.
I was in Phoenix, and I was in New Orleans last year. I was in Phoenix, and then I was in I was in Minnesota. No, I was not in Minnesota because we had to do a Chickens and Pete's broadcast on Monday. That's
right.
We didn't get to leave till Tuesday morning.
So you didn't get to media night
I
there.
didn't
but
get it.
The last time you got to media night.
Correct.
Okay.
Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, so Milton Williams has asked, here's the encounter we're talking about.
I would probably say New England is probably more.
All right, so stop it. Hold on a second. So he's asked, like, the Patriots fans or Eagles fans. Yeah, here, go ahead.
Passionate Philly fan, like, they don't care about nothing. They gonna do whatever. They gonna, like, it's even, but, like, I feel like the Patriots fan, they don't want to get in trouble. Philly fan, they don't care about that. They don't care if they go to jail and do whatever.
I love that.
Patriots fans don't want to get in trouble. They're crazy, don't want to get in trouble. Philly fans don't care if they go to jail.
Yeah, because famously, there's never been a Boston sports fan that's got in trouble.
Right. No, but, like, also, like, the New England Patriot fans a little bit different because of all the Super Bowls.
Yeah, oh, they're tamer now.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, they have a very high opinion of themselves, and I'm sure there's as many idiots as Eagles fans. But Milton Williams said they don't care if they go to jail. He's probably right.
Probably right about that. Yeah. I mean, I think given Link fan behavior and what I've been around down there, I'd imagine there's a lot of that.
That's why I don't go. I've had enough of that.
I haven't been to a game since before the pandemic.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And you're going to the Flyers game tonight.
I am.
So you go to your Sixers season ticket holder. You just don't go to Eagles games.
Yeah. Phillies, I'm there all the time.
Me too. Is that because of cost or
cost, industry, a lot of circumstance? Like I in college, it was a lot of cost. Now it's
you know
my
what it is
role
now
here has been around it.
Well, yeah, because of work. For me now, it's an entire day of my life.
Yeah.
And I don't enjoy the whole atmosphere and the drinking and everything else. I like if I could go away and go to a game where I'm on vacation, I'm in. But if I got to drive all the way back to Collegeville after an Eagles game, I'm going to leave the game early because I don't want to get in traffic. So you're not even enjoying yourself. It's like smoking a cigarette outside of work and you're not actually enjoying the cigarette. You're sucking it down because you're addicted.
I know. We got a break coming up in a couple minutes.
Ray's got to hurry up and take the cigarette break coming up here. All right, it's a Take Tuesday. So, Ray Dunn, lead us off on a Take Tuesday.
I want to retire a phrase. And it's a phrase that we heard twice on our airwaves last week. And then I saw it in media again. And it's the following this team around, fill in whatever team, was like following the Beatles around. Because In a way, yes, I understand we get a lot of media coverage. AI 2001, that's what Zumoff said about it. Then Wayne Larrivee said it about following around Michael Jordan. Those two players, two teams that are absolutely iconic. It probably was insane to follow them around. And then I heard someone say it up in Boston about following Belichick and Brady around. And it kind of lost all meaning forever to me. Because you're telling me following Bill Belichick, that really, really intriguing personality, that eccentric, really fun-loving guy, is a lot like following around women chasing around Beatlemania back in the 60s.
Right.
We've gotten carried away with it. We've decided that was the ultimate moment in the society's culture, that we're just going to follow around the greatest rock stars of a generation, and anything that comes after that where people are interested in it. And in sports, basically anyone that ever won a title, that's what we're going to equate it to. I don't like it anymore. I'm out.
I mean, it needs to be used in extreme cases.
Right. Not everyone's the Beatles. That's why they're the Beatles.
LeBron's not the Beatles. I don't even think you use it for LeBron. I don't know who you would use it for.
I don't think there is.
Who's the biggest sports star? Like maybe a European soccer player or something like that?
Maybe Ohtani going home.
Okay. Yeah, like Ohtani in Japan.
Yeah, maybe following Messi around. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, because if you're talking about like there's nothing intriguing about Belichick with his personality or anything. He's a boring old football coach. No one cared they would win.
Right.
Tom Brady never said anything.
You know, and like those, like the arenas are very exciting, but it's so different to be on a tour with a music
Taylor
group.
Swift is the closest thing to the Beatles.
And
you can use it for her.
And in 40 years, when we're talking about, hopefully a Phillies team that's won multiple titles, are we going to be like, it was like following around Taylor Swift in the 2020s? Like, I think we need to retire the phrase Beatles. It's like following the Beatles around. Because to me, nothing about Bill Belichick screams John Lennon, Paul McCartney, let's go tour all of England, then come over to America, go on late night show, and everybody loses their mind. I'm out on the whole idea of it was like following the Beatles around. We need to retire the phrase forever because now we're using it to describe an old curmudgeon that nobody really cares, well, until a few years ago, what's going on with that guy outside of the football field.
That's a great take.
Thank you.
How about that?
All right, Nate, you got 60 seconds on your take. Go.
I can't stand the social media, the people doing the day in the life videos, the get ready with me videos. Like, how awkward is it, like, waking up for your 9-to-5 job, going to put the camera in front of my sink, watch me do my face, brush my teeth, walk to my car, get in my car, drive away with the camera in my driveway, go back and get to work, then put the camera in the parking lot at work, park, I'm in my car. So you're wasting probably 3 hours just setting up your camera and tripod or whatever, and then going to your job and then filming yourself going home too.
You say that, and I want Ray to do that.
So it's funny. People have asked me to do that.
Can you do that?
I've tried. So what I do is I wake up, and I've done this a lot of times. I want to do it like days where I work here and then I'm on the road for women's basketball because it's like this is what my life looks like in basketball season. And I'll wake up and I'll be like, all right. A little like, hey, we're waking up, in the room. Oh, hey, I'm going to go shower, do the whole thing. Like, not getting too intimate, the whole like, hey, what's going on here? But, just take you through my day. I never make it past 8:30. I wake up probably at like 7. And by the time I get here, I forget all about it because I get so.
Yeah, but who wants to see who's reached out to you wanting to see Ray? I mean, I want to see it.
Well, yeah, it's you want to see
Listeners?
it, but it's also like it's honestly a lot of like and I love you all that reach out to me, but like a lot of the aspiring like sports media people that are like you should do that, like, and then like a lot of people that like are trying to teach them, like they want to see what your day looks like, and it's like my day is chaos because I'm a chaotic kind of like work person.
It doesn't make it interesting on a 2-minute reel on Instagram.
No, and I don't want to do the like, first I brush my teeth and then I go get my coffee. And it's like, oh, the Starbucks person's like, you're here again? And it's like, yeah.
Well, you have to do it all in like double time and in 2 times the speed. So it's like, you're getting dressed, you're getting your Avalon.
And also, like, a lot of them do, like, when they do the get ready, it's like they're putting on the shirt, the whole thing. I got nothing to show off. Like, I just got a hairy chest. I'm not throwing my shirt on and, you're looking at, like, some people do the get ready with me, like, nicely toned, all that stuff. I don't have that.
This is not in my algorithm. Thank God. Well, I don't see any of this.
I have to say, the get ready with me is a lot of attractive fitness influencers are
doing that, right?
Yeah.
Well,
that's probably why I also think so much about spin class. There's probably a correlation between 1 and 2 right there.
Well, we ran out of time for my take on Tuesday. Darn it! But it's a bad take too.
Oh, okay.
I want to do. I was going to bring it up yesterday, but I didn't want to because it would hurt my argument. I was ready to trade Tyrese Maxey.
Oh, wow. That would have been a take.
I said he's Lou. I thought he was Lou Williams, which is a really good player, but that's not somebody that you don't worry about trading.
Woo. That's a scorcher.
Yeah, it's a bad one.
Lou couldn't even start his own team, but Tyrese is starting an all-star game.
Never made an all-star team.
How about
it's a bad one. That's my worst take, probably. My worst recent take.
Man, that's hot. That's
bad.
a hot take.
Hashtag my bad. All right, coming up. Ray's going to the Flyers game tonight. He has it's not really a good-looking Flyers zip-up. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, they dropped it off for me. Thanks, guys.
Really?
Appreciate y'all.
All right. Well, he's going down to the game tonight. Will Ray boo Rick Tocchet? That's what Flyers fans are saying. And, Ray, do you think we can get a Flyers fan or two that is going down to the game tonight and is going to boo or not boo?
I think we should. And I'll even throw this out there. You call in right now, and you give me the explanation of why you're booing and why you want him fired, regardless if I agree with you. I'll find you for a beer tonight.
There you go. Beers on Ray, 610-632-0975. Fans are rallying to boo Rick Tocchet tonight. That's next Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Doubleheader overnight. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. Tonight, the Sixers back in action at 10 o'clock out in Golden State against the Warriors. It's the second game of a back-to-back. The Sixers won the first one 128-113 over the Clippers last night. Dominic Barrow with 26 points and 16 rebounds in the win. NBA trade deadline coming up in a few days. Bobby Marks joined the morning show yesterday talking about what Sixers may do.
You're still kind of right against the apron, so you're in a position where you're not going to be allowed to take back more salary. But yeah, I do think there's an opportunity. Yeah, listen, Daryl, he's made a trade every deadline, so I don't think they're going to stand pat here as far as where they are.
We spoke more about it with Bob Cooney earlier on the show. You catch that conversation one more time on our website or the Fanatic app. Flyers also in action tonight down at Xfinity Mobile Arena. That game at 7 o'clock. They're playing the Capitals. You catch that one on our sister station, WMMR. This update's brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Your favorite song shouldn't have to wait for Wi-Fi. Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on Verizon's 5G network. Straight Talk available at straighttalk.com or Walmart. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, best birds talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Middays with Marks. The 12 o'clock hour of the program has been brought to you by Service First HVAC, 0% financing, 48 months, rebates, tax credits, up to $4,300 when purchasing a heating and cooling system. Learn more, ServiceFirstHVAC.com. Remember, if you're looking for a place to watch the game on Sunday, kickoff Super Bowl Sunday with 97.5 The Fanatic at the West at Caesars Atlantic City with Ray Dunn and Connor Thomas hosting a Super Bowl pregame live broadcast and watch party. The tailgate game day party includes everything. You can go to the events page at 975thefanatic.com for details. So it's pregame, it's watch party, and then who knows where the night goes after that, Ray?
Oh, I don't know where the night goes after that. I just know I'll be here on Monday morning.
I can't wait.
Whatever's left of me.
Lots of prizes, lots of giveaways. Ray, Connor, what else you need?
Really, what else do you need?
I don't know.
It's weird for me because I kind of forget what I did 2 years ago for the Super Bowl. Last year I did postgame. So, like, the timing of the Super Bowl ending, I know myself. And I know that if I've been hanging out, having a good time watching the game, and it's like 9 o'clock and it's over, I'm not like, well, hey, good time, everybody, way to call it a night type of person. So I'm very interested to see where exactly the night does take.
But doesn't it matter? I mean, it matters where you are, who you're with, and what's going on with the game. I can't tell you how many times, in particular with the Phillies, where the Phillies have lost a game and everybody went home.
Mm-hmm.
The bar was like, ugh,
right.
And everybody went home. If they win the game, everybody goes crazy and is ordering more drinks. In Phoenix, NLCS against the Diamondbacks, the game that Kimbrel blew, whatever game that was, I don't remember.
4.
We were already arranging what we were going to do. We were going back to Scottsdale to go to the team hotel. I had been to the team hotel after they won Game 1 in Houston, and John Middleton's eating and drinking. I'm hanging out with L.A. and Fransky and everybody. It's like the best time ever. Players' families were there. Castellanos' mom was there. Alec Boehm's parents were there. It was just wild. So I'm picturing Scottsdale. I'm like, oh, my God, we're going to be in Scottsdale. The Phillies just won an NLCS game. We're going back to the team hotel. And they lost. And I just went home and went to sleep, literally. So it all, that all matters.
See, that is the healthy thing to do.
No, it wasn't. Actually, because I think I tried to go out and there was just nothing to do.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, because I went back.
Well, yeah, you're in Scottsdale, too. It's not exactly that you're.
My dad was with us, and I took him back to the hotel because they lost, and I was just going to send him back in an Uber, but I'm like, all right, we'll just go back to the hotel they lost. And then I like, nobody was going out. Like, no, whatever. I'm just going back to the room. I'm wandering the streets looking for something to do. It's not a big downtown late night area.
No. I just remember that series Game 7 I went to because,
oh my God,
I was prepared for all the fun of what that could be. At that point, 2022, 2023, pretty much every game I had gone to in the postseason, they had won. I don't think I had seen a loss in the postseason over those 2 seasons. So I was thrilled. I was like, this is it. This is going to happen. They're going to win. They're going to go to the World Series. I'll be there. The last couple of days have been brutal, but I'll figure it out. And I remember that game ends. I got separated from people I went to the game with. And I was like, I know a bar up the street here. Could you believe it? Another story of mine ends up with me going to a bar.
Another story with Ray drinking.
I ended up, me and the owner of said bar were kicked out of his bar because it was well past close. And one of the bartenders was like, you need to go upstairs and you need to be on the air in a few hours.
Go home.
Get lost. Here's a shot for the road. I was, oh, thanks. That's so sweet of you. But yeah, that was my experience post depressing loss, where I was just the last person in a bar with the owner. Like, I just hate. I don't want to talk about this tomorrow. Like, I was just so destroyed about that team.
Now, will tomorrow you be in here in a similar circumstance after the Flyers fans boo Rick Tocchet tonight?
I would imagine so. Like, if they lose tonight, that's probably going to be akin to what happened back in 2023. I'll probably have to go walk to that same bar, go see the owner, and be like, man, I can't believe this keeps happening to us.
Or you could just go home.
I could, and I probably will.
All right.
Or Sixers, West Coast Sixers.
Are they back at it tonight?
Back at it tonight. Got the Warriors.
Back-to-back? Oh, man.
Our buddy Mike Gill's going to be there.
Oh, because he's out at the Super Bowl.
Radio Row.
Oh.
It's a nice doubleheader. He was upset, though, that Joel was playing last night because he wanted to see Joel tonight.
We're going to have to do a check-in with Gil because he's not on the afternoon in his station in Atlantic City, so we could get him on around this time from Radio Row.
Miss that guy.
All right.
Already. He's leaving, though, he's going to Africa? Where's he going in February?
Egypt.
That's right. Yeah, he was traveling the world.
So the money line tonight on the Flyers, they're actually favored over the Capitals in the game, minus 136. So they're slight favorites. I have no idea about the Capitals. Capitals stink there, Nate Tennyson?
They were one of the best teams in the league last year, the year before too, but this year kind of on a not as hot as a streak. But I mean, they're playing the Flyers though tonight, so they'll probably.
Ooh.
I'll definitely lock in a Alex Ovechkin goal or two.
That's a get right spot for everyone right now. That's what this
the Flyers
is.
are get right.
Oh.
The Flyers have cooked their play. I can't believe how fast it's happened too.
It's happened incredibly fast for someone that, like, again, I know that people don't necessarily look at the two of us as the greatest pucksmen. I was like fired up at like, all right, maybe by the time we get to April, we're going to be planning things out.
Yeah, we were ready to go.
They had played, was it the Islanders like a week ago? And it was like these two teams are right neck and neck right now. The Islanders are now 7 points clear of the Flyers. And the Flyers are third to last in the conference. Tied for
so they're
second
cooked.
to last, technically.
They would really have to go on a run.
It's not good. It's not looking good, Johnny.
It's not. And I won't even call it. I was texting with Jason Martinez about the Flyers situation because I somehow have become, with a couple of clicks on some tweets and other things, all of a sudden the amount of Flyers information that is put in front of me is incredible, and I can't get enough of it.
It's fascinating.
It really is, because Rick Tocchet went from, I don't know how, I know Nate was in, and Nate's written some stuff for the Metro, for the Flyers, and he actually put out a top 5 list of coaches that he would want to see, and Tocchet was not on that list. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how many people really wanted Rick Tocchet. Like me, I'm like, yeah, Tocchet, he's cool. Right, I know him from playing here before, and he's a good talker. So, yeah, sure, yeah, Tocchet. I don't know if it's actually a good coach for the team. And the longer we're doing this, the longer it seems like that maybe this wasn't a great fit for the organization.
Well, the guy that we invited in here earlier today, back when they did this hire, he was sitting in this chair, and the guy that was sitting in that chair was doing the whole, well, this is just another Flyers move, bringing in an ex-Flyer. And he was, no, this works. Does it? Like, does it?
I don't know, man. You wonder, and Bill actually, Dutsy put up a reel on Instagram, on the Fanatic's Instagram, where when Bill came in here, Bill Colarillo came in here earlier, he talked about us. He's like, everybody won't stop talking about Tocchet. Maybe the bigger issue is, where's the rest of this team? I mean, this isn't just about Tocchet and Michkov. What about the rest of the team? This is supposed to be like a team that, like, you can't be in rebuild forever.
No.
I mean, you're going to be in rebuild. They need some success. And I don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about it to know how close they are. Bill doesn't seem like that he thinks it's very close.
The issue more so isn't the fact that they are not like this contender this year, or even that they're not going to the playoffs this year. It's the way it started and the message you thought you were sending at the beginning of January of like, hey, we have progressed. We have progressed into this rebuild. We are now signing a guy to a 5-year contract because we believe that we're taking those steps forward where we're no longer at the point where we're selling off pieces. We're not going to be trading away guys at the deadline. We're going to put this thing together where we can build, but we're also right now going to try and keep ourselves winning. Right now, what you have not done is win. You've had a disastrous January. This has been ugly. Like, ugly feels like a generous word for what it's been. You've fallen from grace to the point where they were pretty much locks on a lot of books to be like, yeah, this is going to be a playoff team. And quite quickly, it's fallen apart to, we're talking about Tocchet's relationship with the most popular guy in town, and everyone else is kind of getting off easy. And maybe this is low-hanging fruit, and maybe, with more nuance, we could talk about the fact that there's, they've had health issues at goaltender, and without Vladar, you overexposed Erison. But also, I feel like the defense in front of them, and now we're getting too deep into the weeds, I understand, has been not great. But if you don't have the talent to compete, that's the whole question of why was there an even idea for you to compete, an idea that you had taken a step forward. If you did not have that talent here, who assessed and said that you
they
did?
were winning.
Right. And maybe in an unsustainable way.
No, clearly.
Yeah, clearly.
It wasn't sustainable. But I don't know. Part of it is I don't know enough. I know what the Eagles, I know what the Phillies, and I know what the 76ers. If something's off, something's off. Mm-hmm. And I can kind of explain why. Maury's done a really good job with some things, drafting Maxey, drafting McCain, drafting Edgecombe. The Paul George contract looks like an absolutely miserable contract. Mm-hmm. Joel Embiid signing him when you did. Now he's playing great. But still, it's like, was there really a reason to do it? So you can kind of judge what Dave Dombrowski's done in the – I have no – I don't know. The the Flyers haven't won a cup in 50 years, right? I mean,
yeah,
been a long time.
Well, and that's and I think I might have had this conversation years ago with Cuz about my generation specifically with the Flyers, because you guys laid it out pretty perfectly about like, hey, it's been since 2012 since fans have been in the building for them to win a playoff series. Like, you think about 2012,
14 years ago.
Yeah, that's over half my lifetime ago. Like, the issue for people like my age, like, yeah, 2010 when I was young, that was cool. Like, that was fun. I liked Mike Richards, I liked Jeff Carter, I liked that whole thing. Like, that was a cool thing to get. But as you grow up, and like, I remember we went down to Sixers games when they were bad, but we believed they were building to something. Like, we went down to Flyers games. And then the Flyers, like, even though the Sixers have stagnated, like, the Flyers have gotten to the point where it's like, if they're not going to be a playoff team, what's exactly the point here? And, like, I have a lot of people my age I know that are passionate Flyers fans. I'm not saying that they've lost this generation entirely, but it's
hard to not have apathy years ago.
Right. You just kind of have this feeling of the Flyers organization of, like, what's it fallen from? I think there's a part of my generation that's like, what is a great Flyers organization? Like, what is a great, like, what does a great run for the Flyers look like? That they just don't have that
winning a
connection
playoff
to.
series.
Right. They don't have a connection to the way that your generation and all the generations before us remember them as, like, this is a contending team. Even if they're not winning a cup, they're a contending team in the NHL. My generation, I think there's a part of us that have lost that entirely.
And they were like that. They made one final from the Lindros run. They made one final in, was it 11, 12, whenever that was with Laviolette.
10.
10. So it was 10, sorry. In 10, they made a final. That was kind of a one-year thing. The Lindros, everybody expected Lindros and the Legion of Doom and that team to win a title.
Right.
And they didn't. They were favored against the Red Wings. They ended up getting swept. That was a really good Red Wings team. But they were in the Cups a bunch of times in the 80s. They were in the Stanley Cup. They just weren't winning them. They were always a team that mattered.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been a team that's mattered for a long time. It really hasn't. And it had to part of this generation. It had to be lost on part of this generation.
Yeah.
Just period. Unless your parents are big fans and remain big fans, or for whatever reason you decided that that's something that you like, then there's not a lot of reason to be paying attention to what the Flyers are doing. And we've gotten to a point now where I keep hearing about the rebuild, and I keep hearing about the rebuild. And I called Jonesy Ted Lasso, and Danny Breer's really smart, and they're doing it the right way, and it's going to take a little bit of time. Well, we're sitting here on February 3rd, and fans are talking about going down and starting a Flyer Taka chant tonight. I mean, that's crazy to think that we are where we are.
Yeah, does that make you believe they're on the right path?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
And if they're not on the right path now, what course corrects you?
Now, do they all of a sudden start getting veteran players and trading all the young players away and trying to win it right now because they're trying to make it to a playoff series or whatever?
We just went through the standings.
They haven't won a playoff series outside of the COVID year since 2012. They haven't won a series. That's crazy. It's 13 years.
Yeah.
It'll be 14 years this year.
Right.
I mean, come on. This isn't 16 teams make the playoffs?
Yep. I mean, how many teams? I actually don't know this. You could probably, Nate, you could speak better to this. Just playoff drought. Forget winning, because they also haven't been back to the playoffs, I think, since that COVID year.
The Sabres were a really long time, right?
Sabres haven't made it, I think it's been, 14 years now? Because the last playoff series that the Sabres were in, the Flyers knocked them out.
Well, that's good. I'm glad we were able to. That's good for us to protect ourselves. But outside the Sabres,
who else is there? Let me look it up. The Flyers aren't really at their big 10+ year drought yet. But I mean, it's getting close now, and they'll probably get it because I mean, what they should have done, once they traded Drew in 2022, just tear it all down. Trade Konechny when his value is at its highest. I don't know why they re-signed Owen Tippett for 8 years when Taka's comparing him to Mikko Rantanen, which they have no similarities to at all. And then Travis Sanheim almost got traded to St. Louis. Torrey Krug said, "No, I'm not going to Philly," so he stayed. He's a serviceable defenseman. He's on Team Canada for the Olympics, but
they haven't built the team right, is what Nate's trying to say.
Yeah.
They had to tear it down to the complete stubs beforehand, but they always refuse to do it. And that's why they're in this no man's land, where they've been for 10+ years.
All right. Did you get station tickets? Is that how you're going to the game?
No. I got home last night, and my roommate's like, "Hey, man, you want to go to the Flyers game tomorrow night?" I was like, I got nothing going on. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm in. Yeah, of course. So, yeah,
I saw there was an email put out with Flyers tickets.
No, I'm never the first one to that email. I'm never the first.
Because you're we're on the air and we're not, the email in front of us.
Yeah, but I do always see the food emails. So it's not exactly that I'm totally locked in and ignoring that email all day.
There was food.
There was food. Good. I enjoyed it. Thank you to the Piccadilly Inn for what they brought.
Did you go down to get the food from the kitchen?
They had the leftovers from the morning show here that were still there. That was a nice item. That was a tasty item. I enjoyed what I had. It was a nice little slider.
Actually, reminds me, I have my second sandwich of the day is back in my cooler. It's a turkey with Miracle Whip. Yep. There you go.
You know how I feel about this.
I know. I'm going to bring it in and eat it right in front of you during the next break. By the way, so I don't know if people saw that Robert Kraft did not make the Hall of Fame. Oh man, I was
devastated.
Devastated that Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick both didn't make the Hall of Fame. What are we gonna do?
Couldn't be worse for two just wonderful gentlemen.
I heard Roger Goodell yesterday, who actually did a pretty decent job, considering a lot of times I watch it and I'm like, oh my God, like this guy's so full of it.
Yeah, definitely this year a little bit tougher than maybe past years in terms of questions and the storylines that are going on right now surrounding the league.
Yeah, the Steve Tisch, the owner of the Giants, he's very involved in the Epstein files that were released, the emails that were released. But Robert Kraft, so everybody, now that everybody's calmed down and we're not boycotting the Hall of Fame anymore, Stephen A. Smith, that was the next day with Bill Belichick. He's still not boycotting the NFL Hall of Fame. Because here's the deal. And Bill Belichick didn't get in. You needed 40 or 50 votes to get in, and he didn't get enough. Well, guess what, Bill? Maybe next time don't piss that many people off to where they're not going to vote for you. Oh, Bill Belichick, it's ridiculous. How does he not make the Hall of Fame? This is unfair. You know what happened? He pissed off too many people, and they didn't vote for him. And that's on Bill. That's not on me. So screw Bill Belichick, and his girlfriend's going to throw a party the day that they had the enshrinement. She's going to throw a big bash for Bill.
That's awesome. I figured she was going to call up a tailor, get a nice gold jacket made for him anyways. And
they may do that.
Yeah, the Hall of Hudson. It'd be better than that.
That according to, maybe it was People magazine. She said, you know what, Bill? Maybe we're not going to the Hall of Fame, but we're going to have a big party. Because that's exactly what Bill would want. A big bash.
He sounds like the guy that would want.
Yes.
Imagine throwing Bill Belichick a surprise party. He would walk out. I think he would walk out. That would be probably the end of their relationship too.
And does Robert Kraft not get in because of his past, right?
Oh, I would think that probably plays into it. If you're going to keep Bill Belichick out for Spygate, I'm thinking, hey, maybe some things that embarrass the league that you were involved in probably keep you out as well.
So does he get in at some point or no? The whole owner in the Hall of Fame, it's like, all right, like you're not a player, you're not a coach. Jerry Jones was instrumental in the league for not winning after Jimmy Johnson left, but the financial aspect of the league and the deals that he cut for the league or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I feel like that it's like writers get in and that's a whole separate wing of the whatever. So I don't know. But like Robert Kraft, because Tom Brady's the best quarterback of all time, they're back in a Super Bowl this year, which is pretty crazy.
Is Brady going to be held to the standard these two have been held to?
No.
Exactly.
Because people don't hate Brady the way that they hate Bill Belichick.
Right.
The fact that they found more than 10 people that voted against Bill Belichick says a lot about Bill Belichick. That's what it says. It doesn't say a lot about those people that obviously hold grudges. It said a lot about Bill Belichick that many people said he's the best coach of all time. He has 6 Super Bowls, 8 with the coordinators, and no, we're not going to vote for him out of spite because we don't like him.
If Bill Belichick just stayed doing that show on the CW and didn't go to UNC and didn't have Hudson, like if he just became just stuck as the football curmudgeon,
he doesn't get in.
You still don't think so?
I don't think he gets
it. Even
if
it was still a Manning cast, I
don't think he gets it.
Hi, Eli. Remember that time Eli beat me?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't think so? I think the last couple of years hurt him.
I don't think it helped him.
Yeah. I think it was one of those things that, you know what? Screw that guy. I'm sick and tired of that guy.
Brady wins without him. He loses his job.
Yeah, that didn't help.
The Patriots get right back in the Super Bowl.
No,
that didn't help him. It shouldn't count towards his Hall of Fame, but even I was doing national radio at the time, and I was like, biggest reason why the Patriots won the second half of their Super Bowls wasn't Bill Belichick, it was Tom Brady. That's pretty clear.
So do you know the origin of my Jordan Love take?
No.
The origin of my Jordan Love take was that, and this predates my time at the Fanatic, which is why I became such a big fan. Bill Belichick should take Jordan Love to win the breakup with Tom Brady. He took Mac Jones.
So that's why he lost.
That's why
Mac Jones wasn't good enough. Otherwise, he might still be employed.
We never know. We never know what happens. We never know what happens in that one.
But then they don't get Drake May, and they're not back in the Super Bowl.
Potentially, that's the case.
All right, coming up, we're going to have Jeff Mosher on, Philly Voice, Inside the Birds. His thoughts on Sean Mannion. Has he already dissected every piece of tape possible from Mannion's playing days and from the East-West Shrine game? We'll talk to Jeff about that and more coming up next. Middays with Marks on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Doubleheader tonight. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The 76ers still on the West Coast following their win over the Clippers last night. They've got the Warriors at 10 o'clock tonight. That game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic with pregame coverage beginning at 9:50. The Sixers won their game last night in L.A. 128-113. They won the game, and during the game, the Clippers found out that James Harden wants to trade. How funny that ended up happening to that team as well. The Sixers, with the West Coast trip, continue on to Golden State tonight. If you want more on the Sixers, Bob Cooney joined us earlier on in the show. Catch that conversation one more time on our website or the Fanatic app. The Flyers in action tonight against the Capitals. That game at 7 o'clock. You catch that game right here, on our sister station, WMMR. They are down in South Philly tonight at Xfinity Mobile Arena. This update is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely
was? He just saw me out in the hallway.
I don't know. I don't understand what his deal is.
You know? Well, Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo coming up next. Jeff Mosher joining us here. Excuse me in a second. I just ate my turkey sandwich. Miracle Whip.
Well, might have a problem getting Moshe. He's got something going on over at the old
no problem
website. So might have to get Moshe
All right,
to break down the.
We can catch up to him. We can catch up to him at a later date. Ray, how's Temple going? I was thinking Harry actually Instagrammed out a picture that caught my eye.
Oh, did he?
Temple finally made a top college list.
I did see this.
The top 20 colleges with the highest STD rates. Temple coming in at number 2, Ray. Congratulations.
Thank you. And honestly, number 1 was such a dynasty that there was no shot that Temple had any chance of beating that number 1 school.
Arizona State.
Yeah, Arizona State's a dynasty when it comes to that. So you can't really be upset falling to just second on that list. You have to kind of tip the cap to everyone out there in the desert and say, you are.
Well, you know what that's like?
We have a good club.
It's like the Phillies losing to the Dodgers,
right?
In that fashion, you might as well you almost won a World Series,
right? And it's really a fine line of what happens.
Fine line
with regards to that, because you think about all the Greek life they've got out there, and at Temple, this is just pure,
people being
house party
disgusting.
fun.
Yeah.
It's not. We don't have that big Greek life they've got out there, and it's warm all year round out there. They're throwing day longs. You can't get the same
Much
level
different
of party.
type of STD is
right. You got to work harder for it on this side of the country than out there at Arizona State.
University of Pennsylvania is 7th on the list.
Philly, 2 top 10 schools.
Listen, it says a lot about the city.
Yeah.
Who would have thought the Big Five finally representing, right?
Oh, that's a 1 seed and a 2 seed right there. If they put together a bracket, that's pretty good.
St. Joe's did not make the list.
No. Hey, come on. Holy work over there.
Let me see LaSalle. No, LaSalle. Nate's very happy that the Catholic institutions did not make the list.
They didn't make it. Did Mercyhurst crack the top 20?
No.
Oh.
No. Cornell, another Ivy made the list. USC, totally understandable.
I think we underrate how the Ivies get down.
Ray, when I was after I graduated from high school and I went to Montgomery County Community College, what we did on the weekends? We traveled. So I'd go to Penn State,
right?
And this was really the first 2 years I was out of high school. We would go to Penn State. I had friends who went to Penn State. We would go to wherever. My one buddy Pete went to University of Delaware. But then what we found out was we could go to the University of Pennsylvania or Drexel, because my one buddy went to Drexel. Let's go down to Drexel. The parties at Drexel themselves weren't great. There were house parties and fraternity parties and stuff, but normally what we do is to be like, all right, let's walk over to Penn. We walk to Penn and we go on the what's the walk that they have? Is it Locust Walk or whatever?
I know what you're talking about.
With the big fraternity houses that are on big side of the walk. And we just walk right up, and for $5 you get into these big, huge fraternity parties. A lot like at Penn State, the same size houses, huge parties. And then everybody was so nice to us. Even the meathead fraternity brothers at Penn were like, hey, what's going on? You want a bottle of beer? Like, cool.
Yeah, it's a more welcoming feel. I always felt that in the few experiences I had over there at Penn. I enjoyed
University of Pennsylvania that's what our preferred destination.
Yeah,
when I was 19 and 20.
Yeah, and I always felt like it was always just to see how all those intelligent people just doing such unintelligent things. It was really just kind of warmed my heart, because it's like I expected that with some of my roommates. But when I saw people at Penn doing it, it's like, okay, that's just what we do at our age. We're just
right.
We're all
it's not Temple specific.
Right. It's not just
There's more idiots at Temple than Penn for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
It's like the NFL culture. There's probably more idiot Eagles fans than Rams idiot Rams fans. But you'll still have people that fight.
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, it was nice to see that. It was always good to see. I don't think I ever got out really at St. Joe's. LaSalle was underrated. I got to give LaSalle credit.
Never.
And it was early on, so it might have just been that I was like, oh, college. Like
any place with a beer and a roof over your head, you were fine with.
And where you could meet a couple of nice women. I think that was more where it came down to for me. It might have been that LaSalle was just, they were just kind. They just.
Again.
Like I was the guy from Temple. I was different. I was different.
It's like, that guy Ray from.
He took the
guy
Broad
from
Street
Temple
line and walked here.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
I was different than what they saw every weekend.
There you go. I'm looking on 97.5 The Fanatics. Looking at our Twitter page, at 975 The Fanatic. And the Fanatic, not 97.5 the Fanatic, the Philly Fanatic, getting on the truck as they're pulling out of Citizens Bank Park. It's 1 week until pitchers and catchers. There you go. Your thoughts, Ray? You excited?
So thrilled. I'm just so glad they were able to pack that bright yellow catcher's gear that JT wears with the City Connect on that truck.
Love it.
Pitchers and catchers, man, in a week. Can't wait for it to be back. I'm honestly really excited for it to be back. And I'm excited for a few weeks from now when I pop on the television and I'm going to be deep into Baseball Reference for whatever the eighth inning pitcher is. Like, what exactly is he from? What's his deal? I can't wait for all that. I can't wait for the real intricacies of baseball.
We're in the number 84.
Right, exactly.
Like
yeah, and
non-roster invitee.
Yeah, and in 2 weeks he'll be at the other side of Clearwater. Like, it's great. That's fun. It's just there is a kind of mundane with where we're at.
The fun part of spring training for me is why, honestly, it's my favorite thing ever. But it's the Carpenter complex. So all the Phillies minor leaguers are there. So on the other fields that don't have stands and things like that is where all the minor leaguers are, and there's a lot of them. Mm-hmm. International guys that don't play outside of the complex, that aren't going to AA, that aren't going to AAA. You're talking about like really, really young, like younger guys that most of them aren't making the major leagues, and you can just sit there and watch them. It's really, really cool. And then they have a bullpen that's actually right when you walk in the media area. I think there's 2 mounds where guys are throwing off the mounds, and they're just like right there. It's not even on the field or anything like that.
That's my favorite. The first, when I go on my timeline and I just see like a consecutive like Zalecki, Gelb, like Destiny Lagarda, like all of them just with the same picture of
Andrew Painter throwing 97.
Somebody throwing off the mound, like, oh, we've got our first sighting of, Salisbury. Like, just like, oh, look at this. It's like, oh, baseball's back.
I was down the day they announced that Painter was getting
really
Tommy John. Yeah, what was that, 2 years ago now? 3 years ago now?
Yeah.
Whatever it was, yeah. Like, you knew that it was probably coming, but he came out, he actually talked to the media, and I was like standing there. I'm not a reporter right now. I was just kind of standing there being like, he's really tall too. Painter's like 6'7".
Yeah,
he's a big dude. And going into that spring training, we had thought, well, this dude's going to be like 20 years old coming out in the starting rotation. Like, he's going to break the, going to maybe go to AAA, but he could be on the club beginning of the season.
Is he the biggest thing to watch at the beginning of camp?
Man,
we're all dying for something
new. But the expectation at this point isn't that he's going to come in sizzling. I'm quite concerned about what Painter looks like the beginning of the season. I am. Is it because of the Tommy John and he still doesn't have his command back? Okay, I hope so. But plenty of pitching prospects have had injuries and never been the same pitchers before. So I don't know.
I just am interested to see like what he is coming into camp, and also the one thing that I would say for the next week before pitchers and catchers, and it's probably going to be more than a week because it's the way baseball offseason moves. They're not going to sign anyone big name, but there is probably still pitching depth to
Walker Buehler.
Buehler's a name that's out there.
Yep.
I know my friends have been kicking around. Hey, has Verlander signed yet this offseason?
The problem with Verlander is he's going to want a place where he's told you're a starter.
You're guaranteed to start.
Walker Buehler, they could say you're a swing guy. You're in the bullpen. We'll start you off, at the minor league complex to get you ready to come up. And if there's a problem, you could be bullpen. You could be right. I don't know what his options are out there. But Buehler makes the most sense as far as expectations. Verlander would come here if you'd say, you're our 4 starter.
Right.
Or you're 100% a starter. But Buehler's not going to get that type of, at least I don't think he is. And that's what they need. No, the Phillies are in real trouble if they have an injury in their rotation. It's already thin.
Did Zach Gallen sign?
I don't think so.
I haven't seen him. Yeah. That's just another. I'm just rolling through some of the unsigned guys that.
There's still a couple names out there, and you would hope that the Phillies, because who's their 6th starter right now? Somebody that's in the minors that I can't think of off the top of my head.
Right. Yeah, someone that we're going to find out had like an obscene walk rate, that they like his stuff and that they profiled him more as a reliever, but they're going to give him 4 or 5 innings.
Because you don't have another choice.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. The guy they traded for, they said that they could do the Strom thing when he got there. Is it Brackus? Is the one that one of the two of them?
Backus.
Backus.
Yeah.
That they could profile as a multi-inning guy. Kyle Backus. I'm having my Thompson moment. The lefty they got. Last name Backus.
The guy who you do not want to see starting.
No, he's not. He won't start with the arm angle there. Maybe it's the other guy they traded. Bolin maybe is multi-inning guy.
All right, coming up, the YouTube chat recap. We'll wrap it up. Hurt from Northeast Philly also is dying to talk about fullbacks.
Oh,
Okay.
That's what the fix was.
The text message I got today was they're going to need 3 tight ends and a fullback in this new offense.
The offensive coordinator search. Did they ask enough about the usage of a fullback in your offense?
But, by the way, McVay loves the fullback, and he loves 3 tight end sets. So that's a part of the offense. Even though it sounds like it wouldn't be. Think about the Rams, how many these tight ends, you don't even know where they come from.
Parkinson, the other one that's escaped my they
always have these tight ends that are catching touchdowns or whatever.
Well, they don't have one under contract for 2026, so this is good.
That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. Middays with Marks. YouTube chat recap coming up here in a second. The NBA trade deadline coming up on Thursday. James Harden likely to be traded. Giannis, I'm reading, I'm not going to say not likely to be traded, but some executives were telling some ESPN writers and insiders that a lot of people expect this to go into the summer. In other words, they're not going to make the trade just to make the trade. And if the trade package, the package they're getting for Giannis isn't enough, why do it?
Right.
Wait. You might have more teams in the summer. Like, there's no reason if you're getting – because if Edgecombe draft picks and Paul George are the best package that you're getting, that's not great. I mean, it's really good with Edgecombe.
Yeah, you're
that's
just
not
thinking,
great.
You're thinking that could be beat. And what you're going to say to Giannis is –
whether you like it or not,
you're going to be here.
Right. And he's got to understand.
And
right?
It's been so weird. And this is water carrying, I think, across the NBA for Giannis of like the small town superstar. They don't want to make it seem like doesn't want to be in the small town anymore. He would never request a trade from Milwaukee.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Like
he's requested a trade. Even though he might not have officially requested a trade, he wants to be out.
Yeah,
let's face it. I agree with you.
It's been so annoying that no, they're just now exploring trading for him. It's like the Bucks have decided this superstar they have, they can't build around. It's time to move on. No, Giannis has decided it's time to move on. We all should move on from.
Who did Dutch just come in and tell us was traded?
Jaren Jackson is being traded from and it's a whole laundry list. It's a lot of picks, players, everything. The Grizzlies are sending him to Utah. Walter Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, George Niang, 3 first-round picks going back to the Grizzlies. John Kachard, Jock Landale, and Vince Williams Jr. to Jazz. So interesting with those two making that deal. Grizzlies are trying to hit the hard reset on pretty much everything. The Jazz giving up 3 future first-round picks is, I guess, like, we want Jackson. He's going to be a part of our future. I don't know what exactly.
Yeah, what are the Jazz doing? I know Danny Ainge is trying to rebuild like he did with the Celtics.
Yeah, I'm not exactly.
And Ace Bailey's actually been decent as of late.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're 20 games under 500, so it's not exactly you're going to be figuring it out. But Memphis, Bobby Marks just tweeted this out: 13 firsts over the next 7 years with this trade. So Memphis hitting the hard reset. They needed to, and that era had run its course. It was really, really fizzled out quickly. But Jaren Jackson Jr. over to Utah. That's got to be a brutal wake up for you. Like, hey man, you're going to Utah. We're sending you
Salt Lake.
Congrats.
Some NFL news here. The Giants have hired Matt Nagy to be their offensive coordinator. Sean Brace's offensive coordinator of choice, Matt Nagy.
I mean, this is great for me. I mean, you know what I thought about Matt Nagy, so the fact that he's in New York.
It's perfect for it's a perfect John Harbaugh offensive coordinator hire. Nobody will like it.
Right.
The results probably won't be terrible, but won't be great.
It's going to be, this is a good floor hire.
Yep.
Like, the Giants are going to be a very, very thin line between floor and ceiling, which honestly, you could say for a while they have been. It's just that twice Eli Manning played out of his mind and kind of broke them through that ceiling.
What's the ceiling this year?
This year?
9?
9, probably. I said this to Gunn when I was working with him. I think the Giants, of the 3 teams in the division right now going into this offseason, not knowing what's going to happen in Dallas, the fact that Dallas has to work so much money off the books, and the fact that I don't trust the way the Commanders are run. If you look at the floor for the Giants, if I'm a Giants fan in the East, I'm not thinking I'm winning the division, but I'm like, hey, I could probably compete with I beat the Eagles this year. I could probably beat the other 2 teams once or twice. I can get myself to 8-9 wins, last place schedule, assuming you get Scatterbo and Neighbors healthy.
Right.
But
right.
I like their floor.
All right, let's go to the YouTube chat recap.
It's time for the YouTube chat recap.
How about filling us in? Let me tell you something else, man.
Watch us live on YouTube every single weekday.
I can't lie. Let me tell you something.
It's the Middays with Marks YouTube chat recap.
All right, hit me.
Maybe Nate hasn't graduated from the Rodman Reading School. From Andrew.
Oh.
That's a ricochet shot, too, because, it takes a shot at Nate, but really it's taking a shot at Rodman. Rodman's sitting back there right now doing a nice job, AP, and pulling the double here. We got YouTube just giving him shrapnel right now.
Ripping both.
Yeah. Is it worse to be the one that they called the school after or the one that hasn't graduated from the school that they've named it after?
I would say it's a bigger shot at Rodman.
Yeah. That's tough. That's tough. I feel for Rodman.
All right. What's next?
Nate learned the tooth fairy wasn't real 20 minutes ago from MBD.
So now he's spoiled it for me. So I didn't know. I thought it was still real. And the YouTube.
It is.
Yep, it is.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, it's only curmudgeons like MBD in the YouTube chat that try and tell you it's not. Tooth Fairy is very real.
Correct. But Nate did last night made a grilled cheese for the first time, or you've been making them because.
Well, I mean, I tried on Friday, messed it up a little bit, and so I had some supervision last night and made it pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Some supervision.
26 years old. He's finally made a grilled cheese. How did you survive before this? Didn't you live away at college?
Oh yeah, when I was up in school, I would just make like chicken and pasta every night and vegetables. That was it. When I was not at the dining hall, obviously.
Okay, but you made other dishes.
I can make other dishes, but like I'm at home with my parents, so like why am I going to make the meal myself when there's like other people providing it for me?
Okay. All right.
So.
All right. What's next?
John looks like he is ready to plow his corn and make a baseball diamond in Iowa. From Rick.
YouTube doesn't like the flannel that I have on right now. This is a good one, man.
This is a nice item. It's a little on the nose. You do look like you could be saying if you build it, people will come.
People will come. I don't know. I didn't really look at it. I just knew, like, I know what it looks like in my closet, but you know what I mean? You don't know what you look like in it. I just know that I like what it looks like.
I didn't think of that until they put 2 and 2 together. I just got 4, and it's on the nose.
It's a little bit with the yellow streaks in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little Midwesterny.
Yeah.
I'll go for it.
It's not a bad look. It's just that is the epitome of that look.
All right. The hair, I should have fixed my hair. That's what needed help. All right, what's next?
John only wears new socks. He throws them out after one wear. From D Flyers.
Is that like Allen Iverson? He would just buy clothes. He never brought a suitcase. He would just buy clothes in every city and then throw them out. Give them to somebody.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of what you do. You say doesn't only one pair of socks?
I don't know where he gets it from. That's not true.
Well, yeah.
I wear socks until I get socks. I wear them until there's holes in the socks and I throw them out.
When do you throw them out?
Holes in.
Okay, but as soon as you notice like it's thinning or when it actually becomes a hole?
Hole in the sock.
Okay, because I had the problem when I was in New Orleans over the weekend. One of the pairs of socks that I had packed, I opened up like there's holes in these socks. I can't wear these socks. I got to throw them away. Now, with my luggage not making it back, nothing made it back.
Did you get your luggage yet?
No.
Still?
No, it's flying up with one of the American flights coming today.
They bring it to you though, right?
No, I have to go to the airport.
Really?
Yeah. My take Tuesday was going to be that customer service is dead, but I figured it was a little too on the nose, and I just sound too grumpy about my own situation.
I think you have to be a little bit more angry with them because I've had it where they actually brought it here. It was a work trip. I don't remember where, and they lost my luggage, and they actually dropped it off. Like somebody brought it here and dropped it off.
Can I also just say, if you're in customer service and like my luggage is lost, while you're checking on my luggage, please do not send me that you have a limited time offer for me to take your credit card. I'm not interested in your credit card.
They're trying to sell you their credit card while they're telling you that we're trying to find your luggage.
Meanwhile, while I check this for you, I have an exciting offer for you to earn more miles and free check bags. Let me share it with you. And it's the 3 paragraphs of their credit card.
Yeah, that's totally out of line.
I was like, man, my clothes are in New Orleans. I've been on hold with you guys for hours. Please just freaking tell me where my bag is going to be come tomorrow.
Yeah. I always get annoyed when because they're going to try to sell you when you're on the plane and they're going through the whole thing and they don't care if people sign up. And then they walk through the cabin with does anybody want this? You get all these bonus miles.
100,000 miles, 100,000 miles, 100,000 miles, 100,000 miles. Shut up! Just want to get to my destination and sleep in peace.
All right, what's next?
I cannot stop staring at Bill's hairline. I feel like I need an oscilloscope to analyze the waveform. From JM.
Oh, come on.
Bill's hair
looks good.
That's the perfect angle for him right there. It's not the overhead camera. You got.
Yeah, that would be a little tougher. He got a freshie today. Bill.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
Oh, I got to go give it a second look.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have noticed, but I was asking him timings. We brought him in to talk about the.
He was going to get a haircut.
Flyers, and he was telling me he was getting a haircut. I have a haircut scheduled on Friday because I have the daddy-daughter dance.
Oh.
So I'm getting the freshie at Razor Bar on the way home on Friday.
Is that a spring for? Is that a?
It's a new thing. A first year they're doing it.
Wow. I was gonna say I don't.
At my kids' elementary school, first year they're doing it.
That's nice.
Yeah,
It'll be a lot of fun.
I'm excited for it. I went and bought something new, which I'm already going to return because it doesn't fit. My wife's like, you're wearing that. Everybody's wearing dark suits, and it's much more formal. And I'm like, all right. So now I got to go back up to the outlets and get a different suit and exchange it.
Oh, you got like a light colored suit.
I did because that's all they had.
I also
they already have the spring stuff out.
Yeah, light colored suit's a nice color suit.
Doesn't really go with the dresses they're wearing. I don't know. Like I was given a lot of pressure about they're wearing dark suits, and this is a much more formal event than you're doing. And I'm like, all right, whatever. All right, give me at least one more, Nate.
Ketchup on grilled cheese should warrant 30 days of community service. From Dawood.
Yeah, it
was a choice.
It is like a toddler.
Well, I mean,
type thing.
I don't like. Everyone in the chat thought I like put the ketchup in it like while I was making it, but I
dip it.
I dip it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Claude Giroux did too, so kind of similar right there.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not against dipping in ketchup.
Yeah.
Tomato soup is more the common practice.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that. If one of the potato chips touched the ketchup, I wouldn't be against that. And by the way, Angry Al was texting me about this. It's ketchup, not catsup.
Yeah, it's ketchup.
I don't eat catsup. That's what your dad wants, and that's like the not the sweeter.
The organic
that's
stuff?
That's not Heinz ketchup. Heinz ketchup is ketchup, not catsup.
I'm anti whatever is not the Heinz stuff.
Coming up, Unfiltered with Ricky and Bill. Herb, sorry, man, we ran out of time. We'll grab you tomorrow. And we will be back tomorrow. Nate, good job today, buddy. Sean Rodman, AP, and great job. Brandon Dutz, as always. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See you.